Yo! Hello, let's get that link.
We are on. Yep, we're having a link right now. I will be posting it on the server. A copy.
And we're starting right on time.
Yep.
As always.
The predetermined time of 6:38 p.m. sharp EST.
Yep.
Always. Posted.
Yo, 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 get in here.
Come on, guys, let's get hyped up.
Wow. So we've got a lot on the agenda today. As we all know, the season just ended on technically Monday for most of us. It was very late Sunday night.
Oh, that's right. It was like 4 a.m. on Monday.
Yeah, it was at I think three or so in the morning Eastern. So it was happening at the deadline Pacific time for both of the Hustle finalists. We've got a pretty big lineup. We're gonna go over each of the finals, at least one of the semifinals from every division, and another one of the Mod's Choice that are just iconic battles that also happened in playoffs, one from each division. So we've got 9 replays to go over today. So I guess we should probably just get right into it, right?
We're gonna get right into it.
We do have some announcements at the end, so stick around to the end to see what we've got cooking for you guys. We do have, what, I think 4 announcements or so? Something like that. So there will be, if you can't stick around the whole time, and I know it's hard for a lot of people in different time zones, there will be an announcement made about it on Discord after, but if you can stick around, go for it. Who we got on cast today? All the usual suspects?
We got all the mods.
Crazy.
And me.
And 4 Canadians.
Hey, wait a minute. That's bullshit.
Wait a minute.
That's bullshit, dude. I even changed my profile picture on the other server.
I have reports coming in that Toadie's actually American.
That's true. You did agree to announce that. So
Well, now people.
That's the end of Stream Announcement League.
yeah, that's the announcement.
People weren't supposed to know that I was being coerced into this.
Yeah, I mean, dude.
Now they know it's
Out
not
of the bag.
True-blooded American. My great something or other grandfather and his father were both part of the Revolutionary
Immigrated to America
War.
from America.
No, they were already in America. They actually, because they were on the side of America in the Revolutionary War. One of them has a bridge named after them somewhere.
Toadie Bridge.
And then the other one crossed the Delaware with George Washington. So pretty
These are words that I don't
lineage
understand.
here. Yeah, George Washington's kind of like a niche artist. Like you probably wouldn't have heard of him.
Nope.
Yeah. So
Is he related to George Washington Bush?
yes.
I heard George Washington had a pretty good punk album back in the day.
Yes. All right, let's start the replays.
Yeah. What do we got? Who's up right now?
This is our first of the truant rounds. I think this was round 1, correct?
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
quarterfinals. This is
Team-
Mod's Choice.
This is Team Monkey versus Team Fairy.
So
Yeah.
for reference, the way that we have it lined up right now is we have a quarterfinals, a semifinals, and finals for all the
Finals.
divisions. But it's one of each. Obviously, there's only one finals. So that's what you can expect to see here. We are now. This is maybe a little preemptive announcement. We will be doing another stream for this season. That'll be when we do the awards. If you have any replays that you desperately wanted to see done or that we missed or something, I mean, maybe we can go over a couple more, if there's time. But
Maybe.
for now, I mean, don't count on it necessarily, but for now, this is what we're doing for these ones. So yeah, we have Fairs, the monkey team, versus Snivy. I mean, I always have to root for the monkey team unless he's playing either.
You've been giving him some tips on how to use the triple monkeys, right?
Yeah, I was until he had to face my mentor / when he had to face Davy during the regular season.
True.
In both cases, I unfortunately had to make him perish because I know all the monkey tech, and so I was able to
Yeah.
help.
And now you hate monkeys.
No, I still love the monkeys. I just have to, sometimes have to teach them who's their real boss.
Sometimes there's a reality check you got to remember.
Yeah.
Got to keep it close to home.
Yeah.
Help with the homies.
Don't
All right,
bite
let's
the
get
hand
into
that
the replay.
feeds you.
Yeah.
So, all right. So I think we're at normal speed. Let's
see a
go
crook
slow.
lead.
Crook leads. I mean,
Candy.
it probably rocks. Usually when I see crook lead, you'd think rocks. But it's
would
also
imagine. There's
pretty
no
good into this
removal.
physical team, too. Like
That's
mostly, primarily physical team. Granted, Meow doesn't really care about an attack drop if you're hitting a ground type. And
True.
Annihilate, Defiant isn't, like probably not.
True. Yeah, the
Don't wanna
Intimidate
do
is
that.
kind of a double-edged sword here.
Yeah, it is good into
mean,
a
it's
lot of this
good.
team. But
Yeah, it's good into the Ambi, and I think this is a good lead for Snivy.
Mhm.
And I would imagine probably a fake out into a U-turn and just getting a Brox.
yeah, it's also it's a good scout turn too if you're gonna come in and maybe go for the Chandelure, because at least with Chandelure, like you're either eating a fake out and immuning it, or if he U-turns on turn 1, then you have a chance for that Flame Body proc too. But he might be a Flash Fire as well for Heat Trend.
Yeah.
But I would think Flame Body is really good for a lot of these mods.
Into how physical the team is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
So going here, so we're gonna see. There's the fake out. No covert cloak. Because that's another option too if you're expecting that.
No
ammo
life
pump lead.
orb. Could that be band damage?
No, I wouldn't think
Or
so.
maybe Fairs is scouting
it's
for
probably
a
Silk Scarf. It's probably Silk Scarf on ammo pump.
Maybe, yeah.
And then maybe just not risking the U-turn, though. As I say that, he U-turns on Ape. It's
True.
like,
It also knocked the Assault Vest from Annihilate. Assault Vest is interesting. I think
he
this is
knocked,
the
okay,
team
yeah.
that has 4 fairies on it.
Yeah.
Snivy's is. Yeah, it has the Clefable, so that and
He's
the
got
Mawile.
Clefable,
There's 2 of
Mawile,
them.
and then he had
Oh,
Tapu.
Wait, yeah,
and...
let's jump back a little bit.
That crazy gunk shot.
Here's the Vicable.
Yep. And there's no ground type, so this can volt switch everywhere.
Yeah, no immunity at all. But I mean, you do want to be careful. Oh, I guess the Assault Vest was knocked off. With the Assault Vest on, I don't know if this was the intent, but actually kind of smart into a team that thinks that they can just volt switch spam, because then you just put an Annihilate in and buff up your Rage Fist. So,
True.
but it doesn't seem like that was the case here. So there's the Crook coming back out for the Intimidate. Good play there. I mean, you're not going to take a ton of damage from the fake out to begin with, and then you're kind of ignoring the flinch, just swapping it. That's really interesting.
That gunk shot was crazy, especially if this is Scarf,
Yeah.
which we might see now.
He
I
goes
imagine
for the-
that's Scarf. Just
Yeah.
based on how it's been played so far. Could
Yeah.
be bluffing the Scarf. That is, I think, a strong play.
I wonder if did they say anything in chat about that Intimidate? I wouldn't have even
Full
thought.
disgusting.
That was a wild move.
I wouldn't have even thought about
Turn.
the Intimidate Trace. That's actually really good against Crook.
Mm.
to cut
That
his
might be a
attack
reason
like that.
why you would not run Flash Fire Chandelure too.
Oh, to not give the guard.
Oh, right. Yeah, because then it just comes in and immunes it. Yeah. Though realistically, unless you're choiced, you want to hit it with Shadow Ball anyway. You're not trying to hit it with
Yeah.
fire. And the Flash Fire only benefits its fire moves, right? It doesn't just boost special
Yeah.
attack. So it would have to be
Yeah.
running a fire move for it to really be any worse than just immuning it normally. So yeah, I mean, like, with that Intimidate, without the Intimidate, he's dead. So I don't know if that
How
was
much
the
did it do?
plan. It did like 74. Yeah.
Yep, he would have been dead.
So I don't know if that was the plan or if that was calced, but that is actually.
I'm gonna
a
say not
huge-
likely.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
it
think
worked
that
out.
was
It's something
ever-
that worked out.
The plan's never. I'm gonna send out my Gardevoir to only take 74.
Yeah. Is this Mega Guard or regular?
It is Mega
Is it
Gardevoir,
Mega
yeah.
Guard? Yeah, okay. But he does swap right out. Smart play. I mean, you got to be
Yeah.
ready for that scarf there, especially that he had
Just the
showed
fact
that he wasn't
the
rocks.
Crook stayed in, I think, shows that it's Scarf. You don't stay
Yeah.
in there if you're not Scarf.
Right. Though even that's kind of risky to just assume that Ape doesn't come in on the resisted gunk shot that's not stab. Granted, he doesn't really want to get poisoned, but that's another just like Rage Fist buff. So I'm
Clef just kind of
curious-
goes down.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering. There's the Focus Blast. I mean, it 2-hit KOs, but like you're not surviving another flash cannon.
Yeah, maybe
Like,
you go
maybe
Shandy
go-
here or something.
Shandy's not. Yeah, you resist the
Mawwile's
flash
rough
fire.
unless you have sucker.
That I mean, are we? We would think that it probably does, right? Or is this Mega Mawile or regular? Because they have
It is
Gyarados as
Mega.
well. Okay. I feel like that's a good opportunity to get Mega Mawile in though. If you like on a flash cannon, just to kind of be like, hey, you can click
You
your
still
Magma
take a lot
Storm.
of damage. You probably take 40 from the flash cannon.
I guess it's neutral, yeah, because it's Steel Fairy. I was thinking it would be a resist.
Yeah.
But we do want to think about where Mawile comes in against this team. Maybe on a sack here. Do we see who comes out next? I think that's a strange choice to just sack the Clef there. I would even sooner bring the Vikavolt in. You know, that resists flash cannon. It's weak to fire, but whatever. So here's the Gyarados. It's clearly Moxie. So is this a sack? It almost has to be, right? Because why else would you like, even if it wasn't a setup turn, you're dead to it. You're either dead to it or it sets up on you and then die to it.
I mean, I don't think there's a play other than sack something. If Gardevoir is the sack, that is to be seen.
Yeah, I just almost wonder if like Rilla would be a better swap just to bring it in, because at least you'd resist a potential. Is this a Terra Cap? It probably is, right?
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Terra
Flying.
Terra Flying. It's this one.
No, it's Rock, Rillaboom.
Wait.
Rock Rillaboom flying Gyarados.
Yeah, I say that puts you in a 50-50 at least, where it's like who's clicking the Terra and who's not,
Yeah.
But I mean, I think Rilla's favored in that, just in that he would resist the flying and hits him super effective either way, whereas he has to predict if he's going to do flying or
it needs Gyarados
water.
to predict with like a waterfall, and then if you
Yeah.
don't Terra, then it just kind of feels bad.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
see
it's
what
definitely a
happens.
better
I
situation
imagine Gardevoir just dies here.
Yeah. Because realistically, who else is Rilla for on this team? He's gonna die. I guess he's Scarf, so you do like that's the Glide's gonna be good for that. But Ambipom can also wear him down a little bit, right? Meow, probably do something. I guess Gunk Shot kills Meow. I don't know. There's the Moxie. Fake out. Oh yeah.
That does so much, man.
Chunks. Maybe he is banded. That would be really funny, actually. And he stays in though, so he's not banded.
Wait, surely this doesn't. Does
I think
Rillaboom
Fairs-
KO this anymore?
I would
Maybe
think
Sash,
if
maybe
it's
Scarf?
banded,
Scarf
I
Thunder
think-
Punch.
Oh, that's smart.
There we go.
Reduce the
But
damage,
still,
so,
Gyarados
yeah.
claimed 2. Ambi
Yeah.
was a big problem too, so
Yeah, I would guess if this was a banded Rillaboom, it might kill resisted. Like just based on how much that fake out did. I don't know. There's a knock on an already knocked Annihilate.
I guess it didn't matter. Because it
Yeah,
kills.
He moved twice. Yeah.
It was risky if. No, it was revealed Scarf. So knock is actually pretty fair into that.
Yeah.
The only thing is maybe you get burned on Heatran.
Do we know if he's Flame Body versus Flash Fire, maybe for the
No.
Chandler?
Oh, that's dead.
He just goes down.
Goodbye.
Didn't even go for the sucker.
Mawile has kind of not been it this season, honestly.
No. There is a lot of like higher power that kind of like made it a little worse, but
Yeah.
not necessarily in this match, but just the idea that it's like there are just so many fast mons now that like also have the same power as it. So it's like
Yeah.
now it's just like, oh, you want the really really strong breaker that also like has to come in at the right time, or do you want the one that just is super?
Oh, the Flame
that's
Body
huge.
It is Flame Body.
Yeah. Funky Kong.
Well, that's your boy.
Rilla. Yeah, though I usually name this one DK because I think Annihilate is Cranky Kong, and then this.
Hold
and
up,
then
here's the
Rilla's
Terra Rock.
DK.
Wait, can this win here
I think it does.
with Glide and?
Clear Amulet. I gave him that.
Yeah.
I gave him that. I gave him the Terra Rock Clear Amulet. That is a
Sheesh.
certified toady set. Clear Amulet, Terra Rock, Rillaboom. I think it wins.
Well, I think just the fact that it's not banded and I assume has.
Yeah. Grassy Glide comes in. Yeah, you kill
Yeah,
this guy
You
with
know
rock.
what? Yeah, that's unfortunate. You know what the play was? There was only 2 turns of grassy terrain left.
That's true. Yeah, if you
I'm not so sure why.
well, yeah,
why
because he
Rilla
just quakes.
switched
He
out
just
a couple
quakes.
turns ago.
He just quakes. Was he intimidated? No, he wasn't because he had clear amulet.
Yeah. Yeah, the
Where-
turn before he switched out.
So he gets the Terror Blast kill.
Yeah.
Was he? No, he gets a
Wasn't
clear amulet.
was
so he
not
couldn't have been
intimidated
banded.
because of clear amulet.
You
Yeah.
But has
thought
Grassy Glide.
Masquerada, you explained it in the split second of post-game chat we saw. He thought Masquerada, he forgot it was a dark type.
Oh.
Thought he had to
Oops.
re-switch
Oh,
him.
he would thought that he would resist it.
Live and then
Quake.
click U-turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
But realistically, you just click glide, kill him, and then just click terror.
Yeah, because now if you
Yeah.
go Vikavolt here, you win the game.
Well,
Yeah.
does he?
I think.
Oh,
I
it
think
depends.
he
if
will.
No,
banded-
because
depending on
Meow's
if-
still alive. Meow's still alive.
No,
and just,
so if you
No,
go,
no. Given
go-
given that misplay. Like given this.
oh,
misplay,
this is after the
Snivy has a
swap.
win.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
assuming Rillaboom dies to CC.
Probably a gunk shot.
Or
Oh, yeah. Earthquake would kill. That's
Earthquake,
100%.
true. Yeah.
Because it's after the terrain's gone.
Yeah.
So,
And there's no glide available. No
Yeah.
priority on the glide.
yeah.
Yeah, so right here is where you go
Yeah.
Vika.
Go Vika. The only thing is that if this somehow kills Vika
It's a
with a
it's a
glide,
roll against no HP Rillaboom as a Terra Rock.
The
It's a
earthquake.
favorable roll if there's no bulk in the Rillaboom, but it's a roll.
but are you taking terrain off on the calc?
Yes,
'Cause
otherwise it would not be a roll.
Yeah.
But
What's
still,
the-
I mean, the fact that it came down to that is
Yeah.
really close.
what's the bulk on the
Rilla
Rillaboom?
close.
Yeah, check the team.
Oops. So Fair's head.
Oh, it was 240 HP.
240
HP.
HP. Okay.
It probably survives.
Oh,
then.
it lives unless it's a crit or it's adamant.
Was it Adamant Crook
Crook.
Adamant Crook. Let me check Crook. I don't know Crook's.
in the 5th slot of that team? Yep. It
Nah,
was
so
Jolly.
yeah, I mean it
Jolly.
was you had it out
It
to
doesn't
win,
matter.
but you were fishing for a crit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. With
Well,
the
very
Quake.
good game, guys. That was also just round 1, and it
Yeah.
came down to a 1-0 off the back of, I don't want to say misplays, but definitely definitely a kind of jumbled up end game. I don't know, things like that they're always really hyping. I don't know why, I just love seeing them.
Hold on. This Rilla had fake out.
That's Ambipom.
Oh. I'm like,
What
what
do you
the fuck? I know Rilla gets fake out. I was like, wait.
And
Why do you have
I
such a
saw.
problem
Listen,
reading
these
the show
these
teams?
moves look like Rilla moves a lot. So I was like, is this the Rilla move? Because I thought he was after Annihilate. I was like,
I
damn.
mean, it is after Annihilate.
No, I thought Rilla was after Annihilate. Yeah, that's what I was. That's like. Let's see.
Alright, well,
So
GG.
I'm curious to see if this Grassy Glide kills Vikavolt.
No shot, what?
It's just a regular resist. I guess he's not banded, so it probably doesn't.
What do you mean just a regular resist? Vikavolt's kind of fat.
No, and he's 252 HP. Yeah, okay, it definitely doesn't. He's iron defense.
Okay, even if it's even if it's no defense
That's
or no
heat.
HP.
Yeah.
sure. Okay, Vikavolt versus what is it? Adamant.
Adamant, yeah, 252.
Rilla?
But no boosting item. It's because it's just clear amulet.
Grassy Glide. You think it KOs at 7? It does 23 to 27.
That's not that much.
Yeah.
He had boots too. I think he had boots too, so he wouldn't have taken the rocks.
I'm not sure.
I guess maybe the reason you don't make that decision is because you're worried he's just clicking Terra Rock like at that point.
Yeah,
I don't
it
know.
is technically a 50-50 if you think your opponent is going to play into it.
Yeah. But I think the reality is that neither player really thought about the fact that terrain was about to end. So, like, yeah, because Yeah, well, okay, let's keep it moving though, because we do want to
Yeah,
get to.
so we actually have somebody on standby
Are we gonna jump to finals?
right now who I just got confirmation is ready. We have Roy Ace, the champion of the Truant division, who's going to make a guest appearance and talk with us about his time in the finals and thoughts on the season. So I'm going to pull him up right now.
Are we doing Roy Ace for both games or just one? Because he is in
No,
both.
just the one. We're
we'll
just
just
going to
do
go to the
finals.
finals. We'll
Yeah.
cut to the
Alright.
finals and then we'll go to the semis.
Cool.
There he is.
Yo!
Oh my god.
Hey, how's it going? Congrats on the dub.
Thank you.
Turn it
Okay,
up a
so
little bit.
we're looking at your match against Metro. Any thoughts you had going into the battle, like what you thought the leads were, what your team was built around, maybe that you were scared of? I know it is a rain matchup, and those are always kind of terrifying to build against. So, just any thoughts? What are you thinking?
Honestly, my first go was what do you call it? Just whatever beats Melmetal and
Yeah.
Necrozma. So I basically put a bunch of either I think I had my Okidogi, I had ground Terra on it, and then just had everything Aura Sphere or fire, or sorry, no, I had fire Terra on the Okidogi, and then
Nice.
Aura Sphere, making sure I kept Aura Sphere on the Blastoise and other stuff like that to make sure I can do something about Melmetal. And the next order of business was Necrozma, which I guess didn't wind up showing up, but
Yeah.
that scared the hell out of me because,
Yeah, that
as
makes
I
sense.
mentioned in the post game, Goaters kicked my ass a few times in
Yeah.
our home
It's
league,
hard to not look at Necrozma and not be absolutely terrified. So it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Just do anything.
It's
there,
it's
and
interesting that
then-
you mentioned that Okidogi was Terra Fire into a rain matchup. That's so hard to justify, but I mean against Melmetal maybe it's necessary.
Yeah, I had I felt like I could deal with the I gotta say I completely forgot about Hurricane, which I do every time on Pelipper, which also gave me a heart attack when it confused my Moon. But other than that, I thought I could handle Pelipper reasonably well. And I guess
I think
got freaked
the
out,
fire
but,
makes sense. The fire makes sense because Okidogi also ignores Tauros's Intimidate. If you're running that
Yeah, doesn't
ability,
it get a boost off of it? I don't remember what.
I don't
Dark
think
Act
it gets a boost. I think it just ignores the ability.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm pretty sure it gets a boost and then it can't
Does
be
it?
forced out.
Mm-hmm.
What does it boost?
It's pretty cool.
Is it a stat
It's attack
boost?
stat.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that's how it worked. But either way, so I think the fire actually made sense there because it makes it so that he's more of a matchup for Tauros, which I think Tauros was really good into your team. For the most
It
part.
does look pretty good actually. Wow, yeah. Looking at it now, the fire and fighting coverage is just so good.
Yeah.
I think I had Terra Water Sinistra for the Pelipper.
Yeah, that's something else I wanted to
Yeah.
pick your brain about. I think let's get into the replay and maybe we can talk about after because I'm really interested in Sinistra. It's kind of seemed like a demon.
Yeah, I love that thing.
Yeah.
Because I like bulky things that can hit back, and the heat proof and strength sap just
Strength
give it
sap
so
is
much
such
bulk
an
that
evil
doesn't
move.
seem like it has on first.
Yeah, it's
first
so
glance or,
deceiving.
stat list.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Strength sap
let's get
is
into
one of
the-
those
the
one of those
replay
moves
and
that can
see what's
really
up.
just win a game. It's it's
Yeah.
insane. If people aren't in the mentality to deal with it, you can just throw a game so easily to just letting strength sap take over. Because that's I've seen it happen in ladder and even using it, just people just don't know how to respond to it. So.
Blastoise lead. This is another of your Pokemon that I feel like Mega Blastoise has been such a powerhouse on your team, and it's another thing that I feel like is really disrespected. And I'm a perpetrator of that as well. I always disrespect Mega Blastoise and then just get demolished by Dark Pulse and Aura Sphere and stuff.
Yeah, it is really
And
good.
I think you've been
coverage.
using it well too.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of Mega Blastoise because even without the Shell Smash, what do you call it? The Mega Launcher puts in work with all the pulse stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then just Rapid Spin, good defenses, Flip Turn, even just Scald. It has very good utility sets. It can be bulky very easily. I really like it, and it's done really good things for you this season too. Clearly.
My general outlook on teams that I can at least play decently are ones that can like take hits and then dish it out back again. Like
yeah, just kind of like
hit or
bulky
two.
offense.
Yeah, the overmat style. Or...
Yeah, very true. Well, it seems
Alright.
to work at all skill levels.
Let's see if they both click Mega on the first turn. Oh,
I
Mega!
bet they do. Crazy.
Oh, Mega! 2 Mega water starters.
Wait, what if the play is you stay non-mega for Rain Dish?
That actually is kind of funny.
Oh,
Yeah,
that water pulse does so much.
It's a lot. I guess it is neutral, but got the rocks up into the Thundy here.
This doesn't want to take a hit.
Yeah, just takes a massive chunk from that water pulse. The Volt
I
Switcher
mean,
does a lot.
wow,
man.
everything's just hitting so hard this game.
Yeah. Now I think this, maybe it wasn't that one. Okay, it was a different point.
Yeah, I think I click like. I'll just let it
It's
play,
Salt
I guess.
Cure. So this Melm was meant for. I mean, well, it was Covert Cloak for the Sinistra, but like so it doesn't get burned. But it was also for the Garg, just to kind of be like a
It looks good
guaranteed
into
like
the
this thing
matchup, yeah.
comes into Garg and ignores Salt Cure. So
Yeah, that really threw me at that moment. But I'm like, I
Yeah.
need these rocks up for when Pelipper eventually gets here.
So this was
Yeah.
this was the mistake that I was talking to Metro. Well, one of the things that she had mentioned that she did wrong was putting Pert in here. There just wasn't really a reason to do it. He just doesn't do anything to Blastoise back. You're slower than him without rain, so you don't get your fast pivot. You already have your rocks up, so he just kind of comes in and eats an unnecessary hit.
But the only real
Yeah.
switch is like Cresselia, and that just drops the Dark Pulses.
Well,
You know,
so
I really don't think Metro's team is designed to come into Mega Blastoise.
yeah, it's the Pelipper's is supposed to be the swap because
I
it's
don't
How many times have you drafted this thing, Roy? It's Blastoise.
Many.
there are a few
Things
things
ain't
too.
broke.
There are a few things too where it's like, you know, you consider which mons are good to sack. Like you need Tauros for the Scizor. You need Cress Cress had some backup options for like a reverse card on Moon if we needed it, and also could theoretically stall out Dogi if it still had its Terra. Pelipper was kind of the coming on the Rotom or the Blastoise. And
Oh
then just
yeah,
hit
you
it-
had
and just
what
hit
was
it.
the Rotom you had? Was it Heat?
Rotom Heat.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was really good on this team, like into this team before Terra Thundy was added. So because they played earlier in the season, and Rotom Heat was like actually just kind of a menace. So we decided to basically like make Pert into Rotom Bait, and it was just a fully defensive set that's like, yeah, wisp me, I'm just gonna rocks and like do everything else that this mon does and not try to attack you. But this time it was like, okay, we can do the Terra Fire or Terra Water Thundy, just kind of like messes it up, because if it's Terra Water, it
Yeah.
doesn't take any damage from the electric because it's Volt Absorb, and if it's, you know, it's resisting the fire as well. The downside of water was that it couldn't, or the downside of fire was that it couldn't hit it back, but Terra Fire was
True,
better
I didn't
for,
really think
for
about
some of
the
the other
fact that
stuff.
we have like Roy talking about his perspective and you talking about Metro's perspective.
Yeah,
because you were
I mean,
Metro's mentor
yeah,
for the
we
season.
went through this whole thing.
Okay, so that's an interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
Before
So-
we continue, Toady, could you turn up Roy on your
I
end
saw that
for
message.
stream?
It was I fixed it when he joined. Like I think he
Okay,
was
cool,
quiet
cool,
on my side too. I think he sounds exactly the
Okay.
same volume as you guys now. So I think it's fine.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, so let's continue here. I feel like Blastoise is going to continue to be a menace.
Yeah,
Maybe
so
if
what
there's
was
a
this
rapid
per
spin,
command?
it's set as unrevealed still, just the
Pulse,
the
yeah.
water pulse.
Dude,
And
maybe
okay,
it's
now the Orb Sphere.
choiced. You
It's
choice
choiced,
Mega
yeah.
Blastoise.
I mean, it's doing choice
Powerful.
damage.
I'm trying to remember
I
what.
would think if it was rapid spin, it would rapid spin there to claim the kill on Swampert. So I would, if I were Metro, I go into the rest of the battle assuming that it doesn't have rapid spin.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
for like anyone playing me, I guess my big what do you call it? Downside is that I never respect hazards enough.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's a common thing for people. Like there are some people who
Both,
just don't.
both like on the offense and the defense side. Like I'm never respecting it enough on like playing against hazards, and I'm also not
Yeah.
making enough use of it that I should be.
Yeah, just not like
Gotcha.
valuing it a ton.
Royce revealing the Royce counter playbook never did one.
Hey, he already, yeah.
Or
it
is
was-
Roy is just revealing the overmat strat.
Is he?
I'm wondering why. So I think the last move on Pert, I forget what it was because we had the flip turn liquidation still. It might have just been Quake, or it might have been something to. I forget what it was. I'm just wondering why
I would
if
assume
liquidation
Earthquake,
was.
looking at that.
I mean, we'll see.
I
the
would
game,
too,
though.
but
Replay.
I want to say it was a different move. I don't remember. Either way, I don't know why we're clicking liquidation on the blast. Like if you're just sacking, just click the move. That'll do a little
true.
more. You know.
There was no ground type though.
Yeah. No, we did notice
into
that too.
Steady
That
Strat,
it was
tough.
really
Holy
unlikely that
smokes.
Dawn Fam was going to come. So we were like, yeah, Volt Switch, just spam should work pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a situation where again, I think she waited too long to put the Pelipper in. You Volt Switch into Pelipper there, you're either forcing a Terra here and not taking a lot of damage from this thing, or this is a Specs Pelipper, by the way. You just click Hurricane. If it
Yeah, I
was
think
Terra Water, right?
Even without knowing specs, my instinct there, if Pelipper came in, would have been to switch out to
Yeah,
something.
that was kind of the idea. Is just like Pelipper just clicks Specs Hurricane on most of this team.
True.
And I think she waited way too long to put Pelipper in, both for Pert and for Pelipper, because like Pert never had rain for the entire game.
Well, I think giving this Blastoise rain is a big problem too.
But you're outspeeding Blastoise though, and you're resisting
Yeah.
his water.
Well, you're
I
not
think
necessarily
Pelipper wins.
outwitting it. Blastoise is faster.
Not
Was it
Royce,
280?
is Blastoise.
Yeah.
Is,
Yeah, not
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, we know that the Thundy's faster than Blastoise too. So if
Yes.
anything happens, Thundy comes in and forces it out, right? But
Yep.
because it's spec, so it's not Damp Rock, so it's not like it's extending the rain too long. I just think Pelipper probably would have wanted to come in a little sooner here.
I agree.
I don't really know why. I think the reason that Melm came in there was because it has the covert
Oh my
cloak so
God.
that it doesn't get burned, but I just don't think it's as good. And we already know now that at -1 it doesn't even 2-hit KO. And she makes a mistake later on in the game too, where puts it all on Melm in a trick room against this Sinistra.
Okay, but here's
it
the
can't 2-hit
Pelipper.
KO.
Hold up. Now we're cooking.
Yeah.
The fact that strength zap doesn't even full heal is funny.
Yeah, well, that doesn't have a great attack stat. So look, see,
No, this-
you
this
cannot put the
explodes, right?
Blastoise in on it. Yeah, because it
now
just
the
dies.
Pelipper goes on her hair.
I
And so-
kind of agree with it though, because I feel like it's kind of done its work. Well, I mean, it would have been nice to keep for Cress.
Yeah, and just now that the rain's up, right? So yeah, you predict the setup turn here for sure, and click the Hurricane. I would think that it has a chance to kill. This was huge RNG, like the confuse into the hurt self and confuse. I honestly would have even swapped out there. I would go Tauros there.
Lost the...
Oh,
Oh,
You get the intimidate.
Pelipper
You get the
spots
intimidate and the chance that it just kills itself.
yeah.
You know, like
I
it's
thought you meant the moon swaps out.
no, yeah. I'm saying Pelipper could swap out there reasonably. You don't have to. It worked out, but
I mean, you would get your item knocked on Tauros.
yeah, I think
which
it was
means
Rocky
it's gonna
Helmet
die
though.
rocks
It was Rocky
quickly.
Helmet, so it dies. Like Moon's dead.
Oh,
there.
true. So
Moon either dies from attacking you or it dies from itself. That's why I said like I think that's a swap that you can just make there. It's fine. It worked out. The RNG worked out. This is, I think, another huge misplay was clicking Hurricane again after your rain ended. You have a Specs Pelipper with rain, and you throw it away by wasting your you know. Obviously, you don't ever want to bank on the miss, but it's like this mon is so good in this end game to just come back in and click Hurricane in rain. You did the
Well,
one thing that it can't do, which
it's
is
slower than I guess it has to come in on
it's.
the Sinister,
Is this a
right?
defensive? Is this defensive?
Well, it just did.
it
It
just
comes
showed
back,
that it's faster.
it's faster and it comes back in with the rock ship.
Yeah,
So Okie Dokie always going to kill that Pelipper regardless.
yeah.
of
But
range up
I
or
think
not.
we also found that the crest can stall out this Okie Dokie
yeah.
because this
I
the
don't remember if
Thundy
I
has not
have
terrored yet
AV on it, but
on the Okie.
Yeah, I know
Wait,
you've been a big fan of AV Dogi.
yeah.
yeah.
I think you brought it to most games when you brought Dogi, and I think it's good.
Yeah.
by the
Oh
way.
no, this was the one where I left a poison barb on it.
Oh, that's
Oh
right,
yeah, the
with no
poison barb.
Poison barb without
Yeah.
a poison item.
Yeah, that's so
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, so that's right, and then Crest tricks the choice item on it. Yeah, I think that's why. So that's why I'm saying if we have the Pelipper preserved, whether or not it is the end game. Having that thing alive is such a pressure on you, Royce. Like, just that there's still this Pelipper that can come in and kill Sinistra, or come in and, you know, especially now that Dogi's Terra. Because now you can't get rid of the Hurricane weakness. You just died at Pelipper. That's why I think it's like, it's just such a massive threat still being alive, even if it's not the thing winning the game. And we find out that Crest can just kind of wall this Dogi for the rest of the game. Like if it came down to Dogi versus Crest, Crest wins.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like, and then you just lose to the Sinistra because these mods don't kill it. So
it was tricked to Colbur Berry, by the way, not a choice item. So Pelipper still doesn't come in and outspeed or do anything to Okidogi.
I guess we changed it from the choice item then. Then why did she trick
it's
that
funny
before
that
eating the knockoff?
Funny that the trick came in before that.
Yeah,
just to take.
Maybe she
more
forgot
damage
that
from
was
knockoff.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there's definitely some other things you can do there. But I thought, like, as soon as I saw the Crest come out here after the Pelipper was sacked, I'm thinking that she wants to go for the Trick Room because she sees 2 Mons left and thinks Melm just kills. But we already know that the Melm doesn't 2-hit KO the Sinistra. And as soon as I saw this and I saw the Trick Room, I was like, it's going to lose to the Sinistra and you're going to lose the whole game. And it did. So here's the Trick Room.
Yeah, this was the moment. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. Roy, I kind of counted you out like 2 turns before this Trick Room came.
Yeah.
And then I saw the Trick Room.
That was same.
I had a wait a minute moment.
Same. When I saw the Pelipper get the kill on the moon, I thought it was over.
Yeah, I was looking at like Thunderous and stuff, and I'm like, it's so Jover.
Yeah, because we already know that at
-1
that doesn't do 50%. I mean, it, like, barely does 50% than lefty, so it just doesn't kill. And then you strength stab until you're dead, or not until you're dead, but until you're doing absolutely nothing to it, because you skull.
Normally I would have done the same, but I think I had like a nice comeback with Sinistra in like the first round matchup or something. So I was like, I'll give it my best shot.
Yeah, Sinistra is kind of a clutch master.
Yeah, I mean, you're banking for the
these.
flinch. You're banking for the flinch at that point. That's really the only thing you can do.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it just clicked Shadow Ball 2 more times, right?
I think the other thing somebody mentioned in this one was for Tauros to come in under
the Trick Room.
under ERs, yeah, so that.
Cause I think that was just a misplay putting the Thundy in there, just forgetting that it was still Trick Room. Thundy, I guess it'll depend. No, we know it's not AV because we've got tricked. There's no way that Thundy Oko's this thing, right?
It is Terrafire. Yeah. I don't think it even kills through heat proof.
No. I'm saying there's no way that Thundy Oko's this Okidogi in a universe where it kills Sinistra.
Oh,
I don't think it would kill Okidogi at that point.
I don't think you do. Yeah.
Like let's say we put the Tauros in first, right? So
yeah. So I don't think the play mattered there.
Yeah.
Because something had to be sacked, and whatever it was, it either couldn't beat the Sinistra or it couldn't beat the Okidogi. So
yeah. Oh, actually, Tauros outspeeds. Tauros outspeeds the Sinistra anyway, so it would have been slower in Trick Room. Yeah.
Yeah, but this just dies to a Shadow Ball, right?
The Scald
kills
it.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean,
that
like,
was crazy, man.
But it's kind of like a perfect example of strength sap as a move. Honestly, it's just like it's one of those things where it's like, if you get that oh shit moment of like, I can't outpace this thing just spamming strength sap against me, and then I lose, like that's kind of what happens here. Is like if you're not anticipating it, if you're setting up your win condition against a mon that doesn't 1-hit KO a strength sap mon as a physical attacker, and you're on a time limit, it doesn't usually work out.
Talking about Sinistra, and the other thing that makes Sinistra impressive, in my opinion, is the fact that it gets Scald as a heat-proof Grassmon.
Yeah.
Yep. And like Matcha Gotcha too, as just a signature grass move is really cool.
Yeah, though it can't miss, which kind of sucks.
I'm personally getting a little tired of 50% of new Mons getting its own signature move personally, but I think Matcha Gotcha is one of the couple that I'm like, this is okay.
I think I agree with you when you're saying like some of them are fine, because I do agree that there are some that are just stupid, but I do like that more Mons have signature moves. But
I think
I
it makes it hard for
prefer-
new players to learn the game. You know, like what's
Yes.
the point? What's the point of like
I think it
Moltres
depends on
Galar
how-
having freaking Fiery Wrath? It's barely better than Dark Pulse. You know, it's things like that. It's like.
But I think those are the
just
ones that are
raises the
fine.
floor.
I think those are the
Yeah,
ones that
no,
are fine
I
because they
agree that
just
it's
don't do that much more. The ones that
I
I
agree
think
that
are a
it's
huge
fine.
problem are the ones that are like, this button wins the game and it's a signature move that you have to know about. So like Salt Cure or Population Bomb. Like those are the things where it's just like, okay, here's a cheese move that if you know how to deal with it is no longer that good, but will destroy people who don't know how to deal with it. As opposed to Fiery Wrath, which is like, okay, you're expecting this Moltres to come in and click a dark move. And
What
it's
cheese are you thinking?
You said cheese move, then talked about mousehold.
Mousehold cheese.
Right, totally missed
Yeah.
that.
I agree with in the chat. Strength Sap is unreliable recovery. It's still an insane option to have. Yeah, exactly. It's not a reliable recovery move by any means. It's just really good in those situations where like somebody thinks they have an end game carved out, but it's with a physical mon, and you have a Strength Sap. Like so, I've done it. I was doing I think it was like a ZU ladder team that had a jump pluff on. In the number of games that you just win with that mon because you Strength Sap like spam and then Sword Stance once and just like terrifying acrobatics through the entire team. Like, nobody can do anything
The
about
only
that.
jump pluff believer in the history of Pokemon.
It's not a good
is
mon.
dumb.
It's not a good mon. It's dude. It
My
was ZU
respect
for a reason. So,
So my respect for Strength Sap comes from one of the the only team season I was in our home league, where my partner Dolce used or his idea was basically
Oh, is this the Drifblim?
The Drifblim, Strength Sapping everything, and then Arctivish in
Oh,
Slush
yeah.
Rush, cleaning up with what do you call it, Rend, Vicious Rend.
Yeah.
Drifblim is
From
definitely
that,
a really nice
I learned to
Strength Sapper.
respect Strength Sap with that Drifblim just annoying the shit out of everyone.
Yeah, it's underrated for sure.
It's a really good move. Yeah, but I agree. It's not reliable recovery because if people are prepared for it and people like know the counterplays, just put a special attacker with no special attack in. You know, it's just That's how you should.
Then
That's how
your
you can
special
deal with it.
attacker loses the calm minds. Like, Sinnoh's just such a good Pokemon.
Yeah, I
Fuck that
definitely
thing.
underrated it.
Yeah. And
Sure,
Terrace
I mean,
is also really nice.
Yeah, definitely good that it caught the spotlight, and actually I'm kind of hyped that you got to win with it. I do think that your team was actually one of the better teams that I rated at the beginning of the season. I don't remember specifically,
I mean,
but
any team with Moon on
looking
it.
at your team now, I really like it. On the bench, you have Scizor, is Scizor there? I don't actually remember. But you have Enamorus, Rotom Heat, Donphan. Like this team is actually crazy good.
So one thing I want to pick your brain about, if I go and find the Truant Division, God.
Oh, we didn't have
Draft
sets up, by the way.
I'm looking at the amount of times you brought Pokemon. You second pick Enamorus, which is like this OP fairy type. But you only bring it to 3 games. What were your thoughts like playing around it and building it? Like you won the season, I can't give you crap for that. But like I'm just interested in the point of thought never to bring it.
I wound up realizing in like testing in NatDex or OU or whatever that it's like the playstyle of Enamorus isn't really one that's conducive to like the kind of playstyle I like to go for, and I have to be a lot more careful. And the same, I kind of
Therian
the same kind of problem with Moon in that it's a little bit more frail than I'd like, because I had like really good success with Mence, I think last season or whatever, but I wasn't quite able to do the same with Moon because of the lack of Moxie. Like, my things that I have to set up myself or, I guess, position nicer, I struggle with a little bit more. And, like, while I could have done better with Enamorus, I think, the trade-off in my head was kind of just, if I can brain dead move one or two more moves with something else, I'll invest into that instead.
Mm-hmm.
I think Enamorus needs a little bit more support to like maneuver into the situations where it's good, and I think thinking about doing that for both Enamorus and Moon put me in like a tight spot in most of my.
I wonder if you'd enjoy Enamorus Therian more. Like a lot of people like to shit on that mon, but it's just as bulky. I know it's just as offensively powerful as Enamorus base.
It's actually nice
draft,
set,
but it's like that playstyle you like because it's just turbo bulk.
Yeah.
Right. And I considered that. I think during draft, what I was thinking was that just basically I need something fairy and something big special attack. Wasn't thinking too much about the playstyle synergy, I guess, but
Yeah, I felt that this season too.
Yeah.
I do think it's a skill though to be able to sense on a fly whether things are clicking and whether they're not, and being able to root out and like nip it at the bud before it causes you to bleed out wins or losses or whatever. I think that's a skill in and of itself, right? And being able to play to your strengths too and identify that, I think, credit to you for being able to do that.
Yeah.
It's still a scary
like,
mod
I
at
don't
the
care
prep
that this
for.
thing's 17 points. It's not working. I'm not going to bring it.
Yeah.
yeah, right.
We're justice for Don fan though.
Yeah.
You just have to consider though.
John fan, I was just under too many good mons syndrome.
True.
Kind of got crowded out.
Good
6
problem to
months
have.
not syndrome.
The other thing to consider was just like having an Amoros on the team. Like even if you're not gonna bring it, like your opponent has to respect the Specs Moonblast as much as they respect the Scarf superpower, which is just insane to prep for. It's like, and you won't know until it sends out a move when it's gonna click. So you just have to have something that can tank either of them, or else you could just lose to it. And I think that's like an incredibly powerful thing, even if you don't bring it. That you just know that you forced your opponent to prep for that. So
Yeah. Right.
all right.
Yeah, well, any final thoughts about your game, about your playoff run, about the season, about your team?
I'm generally pretty happy with it. Obviously, seeing that I won, but I'm feeling a little bit like like Burnley or whatever in like the Premier League, and trying to, in the sense of going to if I go Swarm next season and then get relegated again. But we'll see when that comes.
Yeah,
Hey,
we'll see what's in store.
You've had 2 good showings in Truant so far.
Yeah.
You
I
were
don't
Swarm
think there's
season 1,
anything
right?
Wrong with, I don't think there's anything wrong with being good and comfortable in your division necessarily.
Yeah,
I think it was a good showing.
Thing where, like, I know that I obviously I know there's areas I can improve on, but sometimes I'm like, it's nice to just coast in my skill level and sometimes not. I don't know, like not.
You don't have to sweat your ass
a little
off,
easier,
right?
I guess.
Yeah, for sure. And I think there's a lot of value in remembering that like this is a kid's game that we're playing for fun. And if you want to play for fun and you're not necessarily looking for like rapid improvement and climbing the ranks and proving your worth and everything, just take it easy and have fun and whatever. I think you would be good enough to play in higher divisions if you wanted to really sweat and really like try to go for gold. But that's not what you want to do necessarily, right? So
Right.
yeah, no fault in that.
Yeah. Very enjoyable experience on the whole. And thank you.
Yeah, glad to hear. Thanks, man, and congrats on the win. Hope to see you back next season, and thanks a lot for joining us, man. It was good to have you.
For sure.
GG's.
Thanks, and good talking to you later, guys. All right.
Bye.
See you later.
Adios.
Take care.
So yeah. One note
Alright.
I want to say, I see why Pert was clicking liquidation, because the other option was Ice Punch. So let's go to fish for the hacks, which had done Metro well in the past, to be fair.
So now we move on from a Royce
The
game to
freeze
a
hacks.
Royce game.
Yes.
True, we have one more Swarm game on deck. What do we got?
Uh,
Sorry, one more
Truant.
Truant game.
We
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
really
It's my
could have
ment-
just had
it's
him
my
stay here.
mentee.
I'm gonna close that one.
Nice. Okay, we got Kempai versus Roy. I guess maybe we could have kept him on. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah,
I thought you just meant like because there was another Truant game. I didn't realize he was in it. Whatever. We'll speed through this one.
So that's what we ordered, right?
So there's the Okie
It's
Dokie
okay.
versus the Lele,
So-
which is what we predicted when we discussed the leads for this matchup.
So the
Um,
issue when this was my mentee and I was helping Kenpai Scrib. This Terra Ogie Dogie caught her off guard. All 3 or 4 scrim games we played.
Yeah.
So
It's a weird mon to prep. Like Terra in general is hard to
Yeah.
prep for in draft.
Mhm.
This is a mon that most people have never ever played against in their lives. So you have to account for that. You have to account for like first of all, you don't know what it does. Second of all, you don't have the experience to get it. And third of all, you have to guess what type it's going to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Lele was the kind of win con, and so that to see it go down.
It
Early
goes
kinda
down,
sucked.
dude. Spoilers. We haven't gotten to that turn yet.
Well, it's an
Whoa.
Okie Dokie, my man. But yeah, Blastoise
down.
was so scary, and we didn't really have an answer on the team for it. So like, we just did that. You know, what Roy talked about leading what was good into Melmetal. We tried leading what was good into Blastoise, and then we lost. We lost it early. It was kind of sad.
Rest in peace, Lele.
Rest in peace, Lele.
So was that Specs Lele?
That was Scarf.
Scar, yeah.
So then it's probably not AV Okie dokie.
It is not. Card comes
Goes
in.
straight for the Brave Bird.
Yep, Garg seems pretty free.
Would you not Wisp there? Maybe. Because if you do Wisp,
try.
you're
Wisping.
Okie Dokie's still there. Obviously, he dies to a Brave Bird. Oh, I guess Garg's immune to the Wisp.
Yeah.
So it would have to be like a pivot move. Honestly, U-turn.
Yeah,
really
U-turn there
sit
makes sense.
I don't know if it's running it because it's kind of hard to fit U-turn on Talon sometimes.
I think it is. So U-turn would have made sense.
Yeah, U-turn kills the Dogi and lets you set something
Salt
up in this
Cure.
first place. Oh wait, but this is neutralizing gas. So can he just
neutralizing gas and covert cloak? So that's very clearly designed to be the Garganackle here.
That's a really good guard counter, honestly.
Yeah, nice play. Although, yeah, it does just start to take earthquakes.
I consider getting the toxic on the Garg a win though. Like that's a
yep.
huge trade, and then you pain split through it, right?
It is your favorite type for
eventually the toxic.
Yeah.
For Roaring Moon, but you have an Aggron, so it's probably fine.
Yeah.
So here comes your Scizor counter.
You also have
Surprised
Talon
this was
for
brought.
the Hail Mary Flame Body.
Surprised Scizor was brought?
Yeah, against the Talonflame Aggron.
I think this actually
pads.
This would have been a really interesting question to ask Roy that I forgot. He brought Scizor to a lot of matches that I wasn't expecting Scizor in, like this match and against the Tauros, who just like it. You know, it's one thing to like not know about the Tauros, but the Tauros just kind of like did to Mega Scizor what it would do to regular Scizor in the game before.
I don't think Scizor has that many bad matchups, honestly. And in the bad matchups, it's not Mega, so you can just run the pads, right? It's not that big a deal.
You could run. Yeah,
there's no knockoff users on that side either. So.
But Talon still just kind of like doesn't take damage from it.
Yeah, but
especially
you turn around.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess with
so we
pads,
see the trade Garg for Wheezing, and then Aggron claims the kill. And this is gonna do 1 billion. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Surely that's Spidef or
filter, by the way.
It's actually not. It's Fizdef.
Yeah.
It's mixed. It's mostly
filter OP.
So does Blastoise just win?
In fact, I think this is. I don't think it matters, but I think that was a high roll.
Really?
That's AV Spidef Garchomp.
Oh no way.
Well, if it were a lower roll, you would have gone frozen, so it doesn't
matter?
really matter.
Probably a little. Rocks definitely mattered because it was guaranteed to live one from full.
Battle Bond.
See the Grass Knot, proc the Battle Bond.
Photosynthesis attack, so you're outspeeding.
Ice Beam this, right? Yeah, Terra Ice.
It's not Terra, it's just Protein.
This should pop.
Or wait, oh no, it is Terra
Yeah,
Ice.
that's Terra.
Because it's Battle Bond. Yeah. I thought he already Terra'd, but I was thinking of the Dogi.
Now it doesn't have a fire move, which is nice, and it will die to the bullet punch. I doubt that could have mattered.
No, it probably did. But I probably should have gone Talonflame there.
Brave Bird. I imagine that means there's no Flare Blitz, and I think it's just Jover.
Yeah.
Although I don't want to count anything out. You know, I mean, we know the result.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, a fire move wins this
out.
game. Maybe
it doesn't win. It doesn't. I don't think it wins the game because
you don't think it'd be Sinistra.
Well, Sinistra, so it doesn't matter because, oh, sheesh, it still has to kill the Sinistra, right?
Yeah.
Which it can't.
There's no way. Oh, okay. It's
because that's stalled.
Well,
there's a chance. There's a chance there if you go to the Talonflame and then U-turn, and get Grenin. You can.
Did we find out if it was?
Might be able to play around Gren coming in on Sinistra. But
it was Boots.
It wasn't choice locked Gren.
Yeah. Obviously, the problem with Talon if it's like your main hazard, it is hard to fit moves on it.
Because the Talon Slime set did not need a fire move. Like having a fire move there doesn't win the game.
Maybe not in that specific moment, but it's still super useful if it's your scissor counter.
What's the scissor set? The scissor isn't gonna unless it's like SD knockoff roost.
Focus sash, SD, bullet punch,
Yeah.
dual wing beat U-turn. Talon obliterates this mod if you just have a fire move.
I don't think it needed a fire move.
I think it
Braver-
obliterates it regardless, no?
Braver
Because
did enough
eventually
damage.
you gotta burn. Its best move to hit you is dual.
That's true.
beat,
If it's
so-
focus sash, yeah. And you're roosting it off.
Like against Mega Scizor, I agree with you because that we can easily roost past the flying move, but basically it doesn't have the bulk where you need the fire move.
I do think it's risky because you do run into the spot where like he can just refuse to hit you, click SD 4 times, or 3 times, sorry, and just go for the dual wing beat Oko.
Does it, Oko? I guess that.
Yeah, but then you have
it's
Aggron in the back,
resisted,
and
yeah.
it's like, whatever.
Well, yeah, depending on what point in the game it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I guess
know
with
we've
Aggron it's
talked
less
about,
necessary. But
We've talked about Kenpai a lot because obviously if you've been around our streams you'll know that this is Kenpai's first shot really at competitive Pokemon. But she made semifinals. Right? This was a semifinal battle and she only lost 2-0 against the current champion. Right?
She
The
was-
newly crowned champion.
She was super meticulous with like prep.
Yeah.
And even though, like she didn't have like because it's her first season, not like a vast understanding. She would take a crap ton of notes. And like every mentor session between me and then Sidarius was also helping her out. She would just try to intake as much information. She'd get scrims from me and Sidarius. So she was just trying to like absorb as much information before these games, and I think it really benefited her.
Yeah, she put the work in and reaped the benefits. She did very well.
First seed if not hacked in 3 games. Kenpai MVP.
07.
yeah,
two freezes and something else.
Well, GG to both of those guys. Congrats one more time to Roy Ace, and
yeah. Congrats on
that's
your
all we've got for the
semifinals,
true
Roy and
winners.
Roy.
Boy.
Let's move on to our first Swarm matchup.
All right, and do we know? What did you say Dorky's timeline was? Just anytime after 7?
What do you mean? I don't
Come
know
on.
what you're talking about. Also, let me ask.
Yeah, just find out if we I mean, we can do these first 2 first.
Yeah. Let's get the first one out of the way, and then we'll go from there.
Oh, it's a Leezy game. Get on the mic, Lee. It's
Lee!
time to shine.
Hey, that's me.
Dude, you're not even fighting anything.
I'm not a fighter, man.
Did you show up at the wrong time to the fight? Come on, man. He's so early.
Showed up to the
That's-
time fight with a clock.
Dude, that's so cringe, dude. He's so early to the fight. Oh, there's the opponent. Alright, dude. Protect. U-turn. Alright, what was
Tech
the
is
play with
actually
the
nice to scout the Protean.
Yeah, that is good.
I'm not sure if that's what it
really
was
doesn't do anything
for. Do you remember, was it specifically for that, Lee? I guess we can kind of pick your brain about this.
It was mostly so I was predicting this Meowscarada to be Scarf with Play Rough for Roaring Moon.
Right. That makes sense.
So the Protect was to scout for a choice item to see if they clicked again, because I think I go either Victini or Nidoqueen here.
Yeah.
Nidoqueen would make the most sense, I think, but I
Mhm.
might have just gone Victini.
I think U-turn
can't
is
remember.
usually a pretty good indicator that is the case.
I
so
might
it's
have
a
also
good-
I
it's a
might
good
also just
scout turn.
say might have also just said, oh, this doesn't take much from U-turn. I'm gonna get rocks
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
I would stay in for sure here.
At least if you know it's not clicking.
Toxic, nice. Okay, the Protect
Toxic is
makes a
also
lot more
good.
sense. It's
Are you
not
lefties?
leftovers, though.
No, that's a surprise
Said
tool
that in
that'll help
chat,
us
that's
later.
funny.
Colburberry or something? Take card.
Yeah, that doesn't do that much. That's kind of crazy. It makes me think it's at least probably defensive Nidoqueen. Wait, that's stalled as a billion.
No, it's +1.
I might be underestimating Manaphy or overestimating Nido Queen.
It's
but I'm
100
pretty
base
sure that
stats and everything.
that's kind of shit.
Yeah, but at +1 for special attack and special defense, it's not really that
Yeah,
bad.
but it's a sheer force Thunderbolt. I don't know.
Non-stab, though. That's also not doing that much, though. Ice Beam over, like, a Sludge Wave there? Lee?
Might not have Sludge Wave.
I
Or, like,
didn't.
any
I know I
poison
didn't
stuff.
bring Sludge Wave. I can't remember exactly why I didn't bring Sludge Wave, but there was a reason.
Wait, and why
I
not
would expect a
Thunderbolt?
Thunderbolt there.
Yeah.
If anything. Maybe the idea was predicting
The
a
Tusk.
Moltres U-turn into Tusk.
Yeah.
This might be the coolest turn in all of draft.
Oh,
These-
true.
These two turns, this one right here.
Wow. That's really funny.
Tricks it a lagging tail, takes the scarf and explodes in its face.
It's
Scarf
like-
exploded.
It's like
The Bronzong's actually like 160 adamant, so that it OHKOs max HP Meowscarada.
it's like Custap Berry, but better.
Yeah. Hey, you
that
can't
was
pass
good.
screens with Baton Pass.
What the heck? That's OP. No lefties on Cress? I feel like Cress, of all things, is not the mon you want to be making use of the Veil. Oh, that's another trick we see.
Yeah.
Senna has a scarf instead of boots, so if rocks go up, that's bad. And Moltres is going to drop to the
Nothing,
Toxic.
But yeah, it's still dead.
And I like the Enamorous coming in here as well. It's kind of good in everything.
Yeah, a Moonblast probably does a decent chunk. Yeah, even
Oh,
through
wow.
the Veil.
Kills if Veil's not up, but
Yeah. Must be max HP or something.
I'm guessing that's just a sack at that point,
yeah.
or maybe the Moonblast prediction. I don't know.
Well, you're burning Veil turns here. This is kind of nice for you.
Yeah, it has to set the snow back up too. Ice Beam here would be that's really good,
Sheesh, 44.
but with the Veil.
You're good to take this trade every day. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you do lose Victini, but
True.
and he just spins. You still, I don't know if there's a better play than just staying in and clicking Ice Beam though. Oh, you are you Rapid Spin?
Nope.
Well, that's a lot of it. Surf.
Special
Sheesh.
Quack. Specs.
Sure is.
That's
Choice
tough,
specs surf.
What was the idea behind the specs?
It let my water moves OHKO the
Tusk.
Great Tusk,
Yeah.
where the physical moves wouldn't.
This was cool. This Enamor set. I was like wondering why, like Victini wasn't sacked earlier. It's like, what is he doing? And then I saw this turn. I'm like, oh, it all makes sense now.
Oh,
Healing
right.
Wish.
I
Yeah.
don't even know Enamorous got that, to be
Woo!
honest.
And it's funny. I think they talked about in a previous game, like right before this, the effects of Healing Wish and rocks.
Yeah, we did, because I only found out about it recently. That the hazard damage comes after. Oh, he's gonna spin, guys.
Neom.
We're so chilling.
What do you hit this guy with?
Terra Electric, my guy.
Oh, he's
You're
Terra.
electric.
I didn't even know he was Terra. Oh, he thinks he's gonna armor. Wait, you just straight up get Thunderbolt?
No, that was a Terra Blast.
Oh, I forgot they changed the animations.
And then
I like that switch. It's crazy that he didn't go Tusk there.
that's
Or
exactly
she
that's,
didn't
Yeah.
go Tusk
that's exactly what I was thinking.
there.
And so I have
But
to
I mean,
hit him with the,
the Encore,
Scarf
okay.
Encore.
Oh god.
And then I should have went into Quavel.
Just go back.
there.
Yeah, go back in the quack.
This is fine.
They switch out.
If she kept setting up, then you could have maybe gotten yourself a Dragon Dance.
Would you not just go for the kill there? Just get rid of the A9.
Yeah, I mean, if it hadn't switched out of the mana fee, then you have a play.
Oh yeah.
That's an armor.
This is fine though, assuming there's no rest. And there isn't rest, it's reveal all its moves, so.
Yeah.
Mono Scald.
Scald could suck though. If you get the burn.
That would suck, yeah.
Nah,
That-
Water
That
Scald.
also
Scald.
sucks.
Scald never burns here, trust me.
Oh.
That was a super unlucky turn.
Yeah. It's just
That's
what
a
we
3%
call an exchange
chance
of
of that
skill.
happening.
Oh.
You just have to like be better at the game, and then it won't happen. So it's fine.
I mean, it still claims one, surely.
Yeah.
Crazy
Was
that
that
mana fee
Scarf,
switched
was
out,
that
though.
Scarf Ninetales? I forget.
I don't think so because it,
No, it was
it
boots.
swapped out. It swapped out earlier.
Or no, sorry, it was likely. It was likely.
What the? Oh. I thought that was
that
like
ma-
chip damage at first. I was like, what is he dying to?
I'm surprised the double to Victini happened if that wasn't Scarf, unless you were playing around Scarf.
Well,
Just-
Victini's on
wait.
a timer. It can only come in one more time.
At
Well,
2
this was
times
like
speed
four-
though, he's
4 turns ago.
outspeeding Scarf.
Oh.
Roaring Moon at 2x speed outspeeds literally every possible thing that could come in on this game.
I'm talking
Yeah.
about the turn you switched out to Victini when Moon was in front of Ninetales before you set up
Oh, before that.
Yeah.
Bonk.
Oh no.
It was
And
revealed
because of
Dale,
the-
just because of how, or Clay,
Because of the
because
scarf
how long
trick
ago it was.
earlier, I still outspeed.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh, that must be like no speed mana fee.
Yeah, I think it's max bulk.
And then surely you don't outspeed again, right?
What's
Surely.
this?
Holy crap! A crit at
Sheesh.
2%.
That
my
crit
God.
had a 43% chance to KO.
Oh
Wow.
man.
43% after 6%. It's okay, dude. You
Oh,
won't
and
die.
now it doesn't
now, yeah, now.
get there.
Yeah, that probably didn't kill until 4 V creates after. He wasn't low enough. See, that's where you wanted the crit. You used it at the wrong time.
Hmm.
Did it just stall you out or what?
It
Yeah,
looks
that's-
over.
Yeah, it's just that basic.
Yeah, this is where I needed the crit.
That would have been insane if you did crit there though. This is like a really ballsy play, like just like kind of staying in it, not just like going for a kill at some point.
Just one. Just one. Mm,
Surely we go for the kill here, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. One more chance.
Nope.
It's Jover. The fact that it still is 27 is crazy.
Despite the
Oh, because it was in torrent range. Oh. So a crit on the torrent actually would have killed.
Oh, and actually, well, before the second Calm Mind, does it get him to torrent range? I think one Calm Mind.
Well, it
probably
does
I think
21.
the Stacks Duck was super cool.
Yeah, I agree. And then it does 18, and then the next
Yeah.
time it does like 27.
No, I'm saying if the Moonblast would have got him into torrent if she had clicked it before she was at +2.
Mm.
I don't think it does. I think it probably stopped around here. That's like just.
That was a
barely in
GG
torrent.
though. Those were some pretty creative sets, honestly, Lee. Like the I like the Encore Victini, the Healing Wish
Chad.
on the Enamorous. The Specs Duck is crazy, and the lagging tail trick explosion. It almost got there, dude. It would have been legendary.
That was one of my favorite games that I played, like, ever. I thought it
Yeah.
was, like, a really fun game that took a lot of brain power both before the game and during.
Yeah, I concur. That was a really good game.
should've-
So that
you
was
should've
our
loaded the
pick. That
dice.
was your match in quarterfinals. So unfortunate to get bounced so early, but I feel you there.
Faded.
Next up, Yeah, we have actually the same person who just beat you, Banhara versus Fennec Master. This is the semi-final game.
Yep.
And do we remember if this is Mega Steelix or Base Steelix?
I don't see another Mega.
Base Steelix, I think.
It's regular Garchomp on the other side.
Base Steelix, Phoenix says.
And regular Steelix on this side.
So no Mega on
No Megas.
Bunhars, or on either side. It's Base Chomp and Base Scizor.
Oh, I didn't look at Scissor. It is Base
Or
Scissor.
Dancy.
It's Mega Dancy.
Okay, yeah.
There's
like
I
three.
just saw the Garchomp. I was like, surely that's
Well,
the
it's
only
not
thing that can
Garchomp,
Mega,
so I guess we're good.
right?
Cool, free rocks on this lead Dancy.
Okay. Knock is good.
Anyway,
I feel like U-turn would have been better there. Just turn one. Like, just expecting Meowscarada to U-turn. You just get your own free U-turn.
maybe you're expecting a Thundy and you want to knock Boots off or something.
That's fair.
Or Cress. Not that you would want to bring Crescent on.
Good damage
Scizor.
from the Terra Blast there.
Yep. Good 50. I'm curious why it's just burning snow turns.
I don't know.
Maybe it's revealed ban.
I mean,
Yeah, it's not revealed any item.
The veil stays up. Doesn't really matter, but I guess if you swap out, yeah, then now you kind of have
There
to
is no
wait
veil.
one more turn. No, I'm saying like if you were waiting and then like put up the veil at like the
I
last
don't think you
turn
can
of
click
snow, it's
Veil
not
in front
any
of
different.
Scizor, though.
Yeah.
No, you can't. Well, ironically, you could have during the turn that you protected because of the knockoff.
Yeah.
T-spikes though, wait, those are actually big.
U-Toin. Are they really big?
It's really gonna hurt Garchomp. Well, this could defog.
Immune.
What? Look at the Ogerpon and the Garchomp that hate them.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying that there are 3 immunities on the team.
Yeah. It's like saying don't run rocks because there's only one Moltres on the other team.
Well, yeah, that you shouldn't run rocks if there's,
Don't
if there's
run
one
rocks
Moltres.
because there's boots.
Yeah.
Overmap 2024.
Listen, I'm not saying don't run T-Spikes. I'm just saying you say it's like, oh, it's so good. It's like they have 3 monsters.
It is! Look at how much damage this Garchomp's gonna take this game over being poisoned. I'm counting. 25.
You can't start at 25. You have to start at 1.
Oh, okay. What did you do?
1, 2, 325.
Defog.
Fire
Dude,
Fang? Hold up, Fire Fang?
No.
Sheesh.
Does non-stab Fire Fang from like a defensive Steelix really kill Scizor?
Yo, it's got sheer force.
It's not gonna kill it, but it'll, yeah, damage it for sure.
Well,
Also,
that damaged
see,
it for
those
sure.
T-spikes were good enough to make Scizor defog them.
I just want
So
to.
the T-spikes traded for the rocks, burned a turn on Scizor, and poisoned the Garchomp.
Oh,
I know AZ's in the chat. I just want to shout out to that one time that he ran sheer force special attack Steelix, so the Dark Pulse would do like 50 to something.
Yeah, it's legit, kind of.
I don't want to say it was life for it, but I don't
I think
remember.
it is Flash Cannon too, right?
So Steelix just allowed Garchomp to not take poison damage there by Dragon Tailing it out.
It also Dragon Tailed it in. Get owned.
So true, bestie.
Oh.
Oh my god, this thing is so fucking good. This Ogre Pond.
Yeah, Pawn is crazy. I'm a believer. A Pawn joyer, if you will.
53. Oh, I didn't even realize Incarnate Thundy out sped it. I thought he was closer to Therian's speed.
111.
good number.
Oh,
Miss!
F.
Oh, that's so big.
Justice for Lee, 1 round in the future. That's unfortunate. Oh, you got that one.
Bonk.
Yum.
Oh boy. He gonna keep encoring.
Nothing
I'd
wants
probably
to
go
take-
Scizor there, no?
Well,
Oh,
True.
that's a good reason. Then he red cards out. Wait, trick red card's actually really smart.
That was pretty cool.
Not that you'd like know that it's red card, but like just the fact that that works the way it did. Okay. I guess
a lot of Swarm playoffs featured a lot of fun trick moments.
Yeah. Heck. And we're still not done.
A9 still hasn't put up Veil once.
It's click protect 4 times.
Yeah.
That's fair. I think Bull Punch is just really drawback free at this point. Worst case is you do a little bit to Crest that can't heal, or a little bit to Tusk that can't heal.
Does Crest not have Moonlight? Oh, it's tricked.
Well, I mean, it can
that's right,
heal.
yeah.
It's just locked into it.
Yeah. Bonk.
Bonk.
Ow.
Doesn't that move have a boosted crit chance too?
Yep.
It's just a funny move.
Just another dumb signature move.
Yeah. That's one that I agree with. Where it's just kind of like stupid. It's like, all right, you don't have to give it so many upsides.
Yeah. The type changing effect is needed, but
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Like that's like more makes more sense than the signature move. But like 100% or 100% accurate, 100 base power move that includes a rock
I thought
move.
it was 80.
It's 100.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And it doesn't make
just-
contact either. So
It's just
like,
Stone Edge, but better.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it needed so much fucking stuff.
Fancy just cleans here, but I think is honestly probably everything could have cleaned there. Scizor
yeah.
and the Noivern, even though if Noivern was paralyzed, they wouldn't.
Yeah, but I probably didn't have a huge change.
It was still pretty over. I think, honestly, personally that was still a good showing. Garchomp took what, about 50% from Toxic Spike, so that's pretty good.
Well, it also had Life Orb, don't forget. All right, so some of the chip was Life Orb.
Okay.
Oh, but the Toxic Spike chip was still the Toxic Spike chip.
It was.
Fennec has been a really big user of the Terra Yuxi, and
Yeah,
I think
the
has
Terra
been using it
Levitate.
very well. It's actually been pretty scary.
I think
Is
a
it
lot of
captain
people
with
underestimate.
Ogerpon?
I think.
Let me check.
No, isn't it Noivern?
No, it's with Noivern.
Yeah. Yeah.
It could be with Ogerpon. That is a legal combination.
Yeah. Ogerpon, I feel like Water Ogerpon of all of them is pretty fine with just its regular typing. Like it's just a good
I
typing.
agree.
to have.
Water Absorb is actually really relevant to keep.
Yeah. Yeah. I
And
think
it
the
doesn't really need
levitate
staff.
the levitate Terramon is like I think like a really good combo.
Yeah, I mean
Like
we just
like
saw
Terra Poison is so common. We've seen it on Crest, we've seen it on Uxie, we've seen like all the levitate mons just run
Yeah,
Terra Poison and
Latias.
can like win games with it. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like insanely strong.
Oh yeah, that's right. It is Terra Psychic Levitate versus Terra Psychic Levitate.
Or Terra Poison.
Although Crest didn't
Or
Terra this
Vegas.
game, right?
Yeah.
I don't believe. I
I
don't remember.
It didn't.
don't think anything
did not.
Terra'd. Yeah.
It forgore.
Yeah. The entirely somewhat related thing. So when I saw the Uxie get paralyzed, I remembered a conversation I was having about paralysis. It's specifically about Zapdos and why like people are like static as cheese, and it's like no, it's like designed to eat a physical hit and punish fast physical attackers. So that kind of does what it's supposed to do. Paralysis as a status is dumb with like the 30%. And I was just thinking of like ways to make paralysis like more interesting while like getting rid of that chance to not move. Like so like it's not just having speed, but also something else. And I thought it'd be really funny if you were paralyzed, if you were grounded. So like suddenly paralysis is like a counter for Corviknight, it's a counter for like Skarmory. Granted, if you have Thunder Wave and you're not clicking like an electric move, you know, whatever. But just like
Kind
paralysis
of
in
like
general.
reverse telekinesis, where like moves have 100% accuracy against you, and you're grounded instead of levitating.
Yeah, or not even like the 100% accuracy. More so, just like levitate mons are on the ground. Like you can be hit by ground type attacks. So like the flying steel types or the levitating steel types are now like vulnerable to ground. Because realistically, like you would need to buff paralysis in some way if you got rid of that 30% chance, because then it's just like, okay, now you can make your slow defensive pivot immune to status and suffer no drawback.
Yeah,
because
no,
it's just
so
slower.
I agree, but I think just like at least flavor-wise, being paralyzed in my in my view of the word paralysis means you kind of would lose your dexterity
Yeah,
and your ability to dodge things.
that
And
is a good idea. I like that.
A lot of accuracy-based moves are based on like how slow they are, therefore how easy they are to dodge.
Yeah,
That's
like
why
how
a lot of
slow
rock
they-
moves are inaccurate, because they're like, throw a big rock at you.
Yeah. Yeah, and the human species famously avoids hurricanes really well and never suffers consequences of hurricanes. That's why they always miss.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right, is our next guest ready?
He is sure here. Let me...
Hold on, did I close out of a... I only have one of the...
Let me double check, and
hustles.
we have another guest speaker here with us today that wasn't spoiled and definitely couldn't have been seen coming. We have Dorky
I literally
on deck.
said in the announcements that we have our champions as guests.
Oh, I didn't know you did that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's okay.
I didn't know it was a secret.
Dorky on deck to review his replay.
Is that why you were like, oh, we don't know anything about that? I was like, what do you mean we don't? Like,
I thought it
we
was
literally told them.
all good. All right, I'm gonna bring up Dorky. Hello.
Hello, Dorky.
Hello.
Hello.
I think your sound.
How's
is
it going?
good.
Congrats on the win, man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I guess we'll do kind of the same thing we did with Truant. What are your kind of first thoughts going into this battle for your prep, or for what you're worried about from your opponent, or what your game plan is in general? Just any thoughts really on the game to start.
Well, my first thought was, oh no, I have to face Terra, Neuver, and Boomburst again.
Yeah.
Because that almost wiped me out when we played previously.
Yeah, it's a threat.
So that was the main threat, because I think it did outspeed everything on my team.
Yeah, it
think
looks like
was
it.
scarfing this match coming
Oh,
up.
I think Weavile outspeeds.
Does it?
Yeah, it's
I know.
Yeah, it
123, right? Yeah.
Yeah, 3.
It was scarfed in the first match, so I didn't know if it would be again.
Yeah.
Because I don't have the best resists.
Scarf,
yeah,
Weevil, or
true,
Boom
makes
Break.
sense. Your resist for Boomburst is Kartana
Yeah.
Do you not have a
It
ghost?
is.
and Minior. Although to be honest, you've been actually using Minior to crazy effectiveness.
Yeah, it's-
I think
how
you
many
only brought it
points
a
is
couple
this
times,
mon?
and it.
He traded for it at the end of the season and then swept with it every game.
Yeah, it's like, I just feel like every
What are your
match
thoughts
it
on-
had it like popping off.
What are your thoughts on Minior?
Well, yeah, with Latias, it was just my MVP as soon as I traded for it. It was a
Mhm.
last-ditch effort to win some games to try and get in the playoffs, and it just worked.
Yeah, clearly.
Just clicks Shell Smash and Acrobatics and call it a game.
Yeah. It looks pretty good with at least with the NBA's rules, where like all gems and everything are legal, so you can still run the flying gem acrobatics.
Oh yeah.
I feel like White Herb usually is still the better play, or Sash, but yeah, I think it would still be strong. I personally, I've used Minior at least once, maybe twice. I don't remember. And oh my god, I decided at the end of the season I'm never drafting this thing again. Not because it's bad, it's actually very good, but because I hate calcing with it. And looking at all the different stats that it has depending on its HP, and like, oh well, I got a sub to guarantee that it has this certain speed to
right.
outspeed this thing, so that I only have to invest this much speed, so that I can invest this much attack, so that I can hit this calc, but again only when it's in this form, but I need this much special attack so it hits this calc when it's in its base form, and like all this stupid stuff. It was just too much of a headache for me.
Or just like click Shell Smash and win.
Yeah, just
I
like
do-
how I. Sorry. Yeah, just like how I draft, how I play, I just wing it. So I don't bother calcing that.
Yeah.
And when it
Yeah.
gets the shell smash up, it hits really hard anyways, even if it's still in the defense form.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
vividly remember watching Nahyma play a game and then realized that he calced the speed wrong of the calc on the Minior because he used the wrong form and it cost him the game.
That was probably the game that I decided to Alt F4 my Minior.
Goodbye,
I think
Minior.
so.
Well, he's thriving now, so I hope you're upset.
No, you're not the only person I've seen do that. Dolce has also done that before.
Yeah, no, I love Minior though, and it's such a cool design, and it's really cute. I don't know. It's awesome.
He's just a little guy.
Yeah, he's a little guy.
Well, let's get on into the replay.
Yeah, let's
Little
see what we
guys.
got here.
We have the Weevil lead.
Oh, this set was so cool.
Which one?
This one, right here. What we're gonna watch when you hit the play button.
Which set?
I don't know. You click play to find that one.
Fling.
Oh, the fling.
Oh, the fling
orb.
flame orb. That's actually funny.
It's not just that though. Nice
And the
shoes.
pickpocket.
Oh, he stole his...
This Weevil's been to
That's so
Adidas.
That is funny.
So if it bullet punched you, what happened? Did you just die?
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was smoking with that Weavile. So.
I mean, to be fair, you turn on Scissor at the beginning there is a very smart play. Like,
Yeah.
that's like what you assume is the right play there. You
Yeah,
figure
you don't
it's
just
not going to
bullet
do
punch
much
into
to
the
you.
Iron Hands coming in.
Yeah, it's not going to do much to you, and even if you do take a little damage, you turning a dark type, like, right? Like, it's still good.
Yeah, I was kind of planning that I'd fling it as it swaps in instead, because it just eats all of Weavile's attacks otherwise, but
Yeah.
I guess it still worked out.
Yeah.
You know what
Okay,
really?
we
You know what
see
should have
Cart-
set it off at the beginning though, is seeing that Weavile was not pressure. You just say, why is this
Well-
Weevil pickpocket?
I mean, I feel like that's kind of normal. And when you look at
It's-
Weavile, you don't really think about its abilities, anyways.
No,
But I
but
feel like I
pressure is
would
important for
probably run-
finding out what item it's running though,
What?
or like finding out what because pressure will appear first if you're faster than the mon, so you can check for scarves.
Will appear first? Before what? The opponent's pressure?
No, it's like the message that comes up for like exerting pressure or whatever will tell you if it's like I don't know if it's specifically for other pressure or if it's for other abilities that have announcements like that or like other abilities that trigger on entry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the opponent has to have another ability that announces itself, which the only one I see is like Frisk. Does Unnerve announce itself? I don't remember. I think it does.
Levitate does, I think.
Levitate
No,
doesn't.
Levitate does not.
Oh, damn.
It would be Unnerve,
Unnerve,
Galvantula, I think, is
which
the
is
only
not
other
right.
thing that announces itself.
Well, but
So, I mean-
Frisk, if you're worried about a Scarf Noiver and it's like against your ice type, that's like kind of the perfect scenario, right? Or you're seeing if it's
I mean,
scarfed or not.
But if you're the only situation that happens is if you lead or you both like double revenge at the same time,
Yeah.
right? It's so unlikely, and you're just gonna shard it anyways, right?
Who's sharding?
Micah's.
Oh, he's sick. It's okay.
Nothing. Okay, let's talk about the game. So it's 17 turns into the grand final, and we haven't said a word about the game.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it's a slow bro, so there probably not a whole lot has happened in the last 17 turns.
I mean, it takes the bug buzz, sets a trick room. Hold up, hands in trick room could be a problem.
Yeah. Oh, there
There
it
it
is.
is.
That was
There's
pretty
the
much why I
hands.
brought Trick Room. I wanted to get it in. Originally, I had like Swords Dance and Belly Drum on it, but I figured there weren't enough turns to do that, so
Yeah.
I was just screwing
What
around
is it?
most,
Is it banded?
most of these 15 turns,
Yeah,
getting myself chipped down.
this
Is it-
Draining Kiss actually, that's funny that the paralyzed Draining Kiss, I think, beats you.
Yeah. Because of the trick. And I mean, if you get the paraproc though.
True, there hasn't been a single para.
Oh,
There it is.
there actually was
Okay.
there was one earlier. There was one.
It's
earlier.
all worth.
Rigged.
Yeah, rigged. That's actually like game changing. That's massive. Oh, but the trick room's gone though.
Yeah, it's all good. I agree with sacking this though. It's slower than everything else. you would have to get a Trick Room, and there's only it
Yeah,
would just die to
and
the
slow
next
burn.
like rough skin proc.
Yeah.
Okay. Just throw out an Axel probably.
Oh
Yeah,
my
you
God.
live that. I head calced that. Not gonna lie.
With a knock.
Oh,
Not-
the Nombo. You stole his boots and lowered your knockoff damage.
Yeah, I didn't pick it up at the time, but if I had flung the boots back, it would have done more than the knockoff.
No
I
way.
wasn't thinking about
Yeah.
that.
That's. I mean, it's hard to think about. It's a
That's
rare
actually
scenario.
Crazy.
I mean, the flip side is though is you keep the sack because wait, unless this Kartana has defog. Does Kartana have defog?
Oh.
Oh, it does.
Oh.
You know what's funny is Kartana's actually not a bad scissor check.
But he has boots now. Wait, the Weevil has boots. The rocks didn't matter.
Yeah.
No, but when you fling the boots off, the rocks matter.
Oh, you're saying in the scenario that he flings
Yeah.
the boots off, now he keeps the.
Here comes the boom
the
burst.
sack, okay.
Uh-oh.
Don't
Wait,
know
this
if
lives
it
another.
does enough, yeah.
Wait, slow-
no, it doesn't.
Oh,
So all of us gotta stop talking. That's 3 times now.
Well,
Actual
to be
cast
fair,
curse
to be
time
fair,
traveling.
he said that it survives one. I said that the Uxie gets paralyzed, so I predicted.
Maybe someone saying
Doink.
this hasn't got a parry yet, and that it was parried.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it was after I pointed out that it needs to get
I've been
parried.
wrong both times. I'm the curse.
You are the curse. Yo, Luigi?
Luigi. Shell Smash. This isn't gonna do anything. Yeah, this is +1 Latias,
Yeah,
man.
after this bit F.
Latias is a menace. Hold up. What's the answer?
I'm pretty sure this thing wins, right?
There is none.
Surely this wins. Latias is a menace. So people mentioned it at the beginning of the season where it was kind of trippy to see Latias a tier above Latios, but it's because Latios is Terra banned, whereas Latias is still legal. So
I actually
guess
didn't
seeing
even
that
know
this
that Latias
game,
was Terra legal.
I imagine
kind of insane.
that this game is probably over. If we want to skip ahead a couple turns kind of slowly, just to, yeah, this just clicks, moves, and wins.
Oh, and for some reason, I guess the show teams weren't working.
Oh yeah, show teams were down for some reason that day.
This is gonna be really weirdly formatted on this browser. Yeah, because
But well, first of all, that was a really good win, and I think the fact that you were the fact that you were clearly just kind of having fun and throwing some like random teams together. I don't know. It looked like you were having fun out there. Were you having fun?
Yeah, I knew they were on a big win streak coming in as well to the finals, obviously. So I figured I'd have to throw in some whack stuff to get a bit of an edge.
In the words of Dorky the Champ, I don't know what I was smoking with that.
I don't know what I was smoking with that division win.
The good stuff, apparently.
Yeah.
He always has the wildest EVs, by the way.
Yeah, doesn't she always go for like putting random 1s and 5s and things?
Is it
161
2-speed?
2
speed.
Yeah.
Well,
and
I've
then
never
8
noticed that before. That's wild.
attack. We're
I
gonna have to
remember
do the zoom
the
again.
first game in the Pokénoob server, I did like a triple take. on like her Moltres EVs or something, and I was like, what the hell's going on
Have I been
here?
doing this wrong this whole time?
This is clearly optimal.
I guess that's a more fun way of using the leftover EVs, right?
Yeah.
Unless... But how many do you get? 2?
Yeah, 2 extra. Or 3 extra actually, because it's 255.
That
I think.
that
Oh,
Blastoise killed exactly 1 Geo did.
Oh no, it is 2 extra, because it's 255 times 2 to 510. 512 would be the next increment of 4, so you get 2 extra.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, because Max is 508.
so what do you think about the team in general? I mean, there was a lot of discussion around just before in the last, honestly, in both of the other Swarm battles about the Terra Psychic Levitate mons, and you have one here as well, Latias, versus the Uxie that just took down the Cresselia. Do you have any specific
The
thoughts
latter.
about at least Latias, or even just like the the Levitate Terramons?
Well, yeah, this Latias completely won me this match because I Steel's perfect for Levitate, but specifically for their team, it just resists so many of their stab moves. It resists both of Scissors, both of Garchomps, both of Noivern's, and the Boom Burst. Diancie didn't show up, but it also resists those two. So for this match, it was just broken, and I'm glad it worked out because I don't think I had anything else if this died.
Yeah, I don't actually see what the counterplay is. Like, even a +2 from Shell Smash or a Sphere from Blastoise didn't even do 50% to +1 Latias.
Yeah, I mean the counterplay is a physical attacker, but
Is it that good though? What was the? Can you open Dorky's spread and see what the investment was on it? Because I imagine
you guys won't be able to see it because like off screen, but it's 248 HP and speed. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, probably physical attackers, but what?
So
like,
the physical
what
chomp.
physical attacker?
Physical chomp. That's what Fennec is saying in chat.
Physical. Okay, but hit it with what? Fire Fang?
Earthquake. Oh, I guess it's.
Yeah.
That's true. What does it? Well.
Like close combat, you're gonna click close combat into Latias on Scizor? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like on this team, what beats that? You know? I think it was a really good bring, really good identification.
Where is
that is just good, you know?
Where oh wait, but she said that she almost brought it because she didn't bring physical. I mean, it would make sense if it was Fire Fang because there was Fire Blast otherwise.
Yeah.
Brick Break kills it.
But even then, like Garchomp just gets OHKO'd by Ice Beam.
Yeah, it would just have to be able to like break it down low enough that you can kill it with something else.
Yeah.
Or if Uxie's still alive, maybe you can Encore spam it so it can't set up.
I mean, you can Encore it once,
so.
but then again, it's faster than so you can't even click it the second time. I don't know. I think it was just like you said. It was just the perfect set. I don't think Fennec really had much against it. It is on my eye, or on my radar rather. I have my eye on it. Is kind of what I combined. I have my eye on Terra Latias and its legality in future seasons. I'm not sure if it's going to remain legal.
It probably shouldn't.
Because it's kind of like, even just looking at, because I use Cresselia myself, and I thought that it was a total band-aid. I just slapped it on when I needed to match up against something like a Baxcalibur, like in this matchup, it would just be Fizdef Terra Steel, done, you know? Yeah. There's my matchup, and it can just be dumped into whatever, right? And I don't know if I really like that. I do think Latias has more specialized stats than Cresselia that's just like defense, whereas Latias is like more Spadef and more speed. So it can't just blanket check all the physical attackers as well, like Cresselia can. But I really feel like it can be pretty impressive.
You have to survive less because you can just kill things.
Yeah, that's true. Has an actual like special attack stat, a good move pool. Yeah,
and
so
that's all. That's all. Not even considering the other like mountain of sets that Latias can run, that you also have to be ready for.
Yeah. So other than the battle, Dorky, any thoughts on the season as a whole? How do you think you played? Any thoughts on your team? Things you like drafting? Things you didn't like drafting? Sorry, that's a lot of questions, but any thoughts on any of those?
Yeah, it was sort of up and down. Landorus was the big one that I just hated. Ever since it got me swept in the first week again.
True.
So I just didn't bring it to many matches. I don't know, I just never felt good with it. Other than that,
yeah, you do have a Lando T on the back. I didn't even realize that. It came to 4 games, and I'm imagining it was the 4 early games since you didn't like it after a while, but you won 3 of them, so.
Yeah, I
suffering
just never
from success.
It never felt good to me. So yeah, I somehow got by without my highest point mon, but yeah. Other than that, I think the only... Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay, go ahead.
The only other, I think, was having Kartana and Beedrill on the same team, because they sort of just got walled by the same stuff.
True.
Not a good. It's not been a good 2 divisions for the genies here. Enamoris and Landorus.
Lando, yeah.
True, they both got kind of benched. Yeah. Well, I think though the fact that you won the entire season barely even using your Lando. Did you use it at all during the playoffs?
I brought it to the previous game against Royce, where I boosted up King Gambit because of Intimidate, because I forgot about that again.
Oh, true.
And
So
look where it got you. You fool.
Yeah, I guess it worked out. But I think it helped my opponents a little too much versus what I could get out of it.
Yeah. That was just its last dying wish before being relegated again, was like, I'm just going to fuck this game up as much as I can.
Yeah. That's definitely something to keep in mind, though. I know that Lando is kind of a crutch defensively, just using Intimidate and like knock off to neuter their attack and get rid of their items and stuff like that. And it's not really it's kind of a fake stat, right? Where it only works against some Pokemon. And even then, with the addition of Clear Amulet now, people know Lando T has to have Intimidate, right? There's no other option. It has to be Intimidate. It's not like Arcanine that can be Flash Fire or whatever, for example. So it's very easy for them to, just like Royce's King Gambit did in the semis, just run Defiant, or against like a Zapdos Galar, just run the Defiant, or competitive Milotic or something like that, and you're kind of off on the back foot already, right? So it's I definitely see what you mean, and I've had that happen to me as the Lando player, going up against like a Zapdos Galar, going, what do I do against this thing? My band-aid for physically offensive mons actively makes it harder to beat it. So I definitely see where you're coming from with that.
You also forgot like a really important mon that also like kind of counters Intimidate.
All right, no talk of the Griggly Wiggly here.
No. This is the.
Oh wait, you're thinking of Melodic, competitive Melodic. I got.
No,
it.
he already said
I said
Melodic.
that.
He said Melodic. He didn't forget Melodic. He's a different competitive mon.
I usually wing all my drafts, so I think I first picked Lando as sort of just, it's a staple top tier mon. I wasn't really thinking about it, but
You actually had first pick Kartana, second pick Lando. I'm looking at the draft order right now.
He's lying.
Oh yeah, I think I just picked the most generic.
I also thought you said I just win all my drafts, and I thought that was way more powerful to just say, I just kind of win all my drafts. So
I definitely not.
I think don't sell yourself short though. I think for as long as I've played with you, because I mean, when did you start drafting in the Mac League? It was at least a few years ago by now.
I think I was late 2019.
Yeah, so I mean, it's already been a few years, and you have some good wins under your belt, right? I think you won a season there recently. Now you've won a season of NBA, which, might I add, I feel like the NBA is getting more competitive every season.
I think it's getting more balanced every season.
More balanced? I think everybody's getting better, not gonna lie.
But I mean, that makes it more competitive with with like more people like being equal level.
Yeah, for sure.
I know
almost as competitive as a certain pink Pokemon.
Pokemon.
This is
I know. Up at Hustle, I felt like I could win and lose against everyone else in the division.
Yeah,
which is good. It's healthy.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I said, don't count yourself short with I mean, if winging it is working, then clearly you're doing something right. Yeah. So
steel wing every game.
Yeah.
I guess so. I just don't commit as much time as I probably should to prepping some of these games, which is how I end up with weird stuff like Flame War Weavile. But
sometimes that wins games. Like sometimes people
works,
just expect you to prep more than you do, and then you do something in their face that they're just entirely not expecting.
Yeah, and there's only so much theory that we can throw at people to say, oh, this is a bad set because of XYZ reason, but then it just works in practice more times than it theoretically should, and it gets kind of shoved back in the theorist's face of like, get some, So I don't know. I feel like you are the DJ Barara of the Swarm division, if anything. I think that's a compliment.
That is a good comparison.
Crazy.
Also a good segue. What?
At least without Itsuki here.
True. Itsuki is the DJ Barara of the Truman division, or of previously the Swarm.
Previously Swarm,
yeah. So again, man, congrats. That was a really cool win. it's always fun watching you play because we never know what rabbit you're gonna pull out of your hat. So
surprise! It's Cinderace.
yeah.
He didn't even draft it, but he brought it
True.
to finals.
So thanks for joining us again this season. We always look forward to having you. You finally got to draft your first full draft, by the way, because last time you just took over for a roster, right, and just got kind of slammed by like Shell Smash.
What division was that in?
You took over in Hustle Division, and
That's
they got
what I
swept
thought.
by like Poltegeist or something.
That's what I was trying to remember. I was
Yeah.
trying to remember because I was like, wait, I'm pretty sure because
Chris Reed's
somebody
roster.
said in chat they were like dorky for Hustle next season or something. I was like, wasn't he in Hustle? But I
Yeah.
I was misremembering. Yeah, okay,
It was
but
taking
it was
over for a replacement roster, just like how
That makes
Raceman was
sense.
in Swarm last season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably could have
Um,
swapped those two in the
Yeah, I mean,
backfills.
whatever.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So thanks a lot for joining us, man. It was a lot of fun having you. Do you have any last kind of thoughts about the season, or any final remarks about your win? Want to shout out anyone?
Yeah, shout out Latius and Minor for carrying me.
True.
You want to shout out Munster?
Oh yeah, shout out to Munster, who is definitely not here, but I'll just add he sucks at Valorant.
I don't know who that is.
Alright, well, yeah, other than that, thanks for having me, and thanks for hosting this season and all the other content. I've liked reviewing it afterwards.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Glad to hear. Thanks again, and hope to see you back next season.
Yeah, for sure.
Adios, amigo.
Thanks.
Adios.
Have a good night.
Bye. You too.
All right, so
There's our Swarm champion.
so
Dorky.
here's I don't know what happened to the other Hustle replay. Here's finals, and here's the other one. There was supposed to be another Hustle one. I don't know where it was.
It was DJ versus Overmat.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. You had to repost it, and I don't think I ever reopened it.
Well,
Or
I did
you-
repost it.
Skill issue.
Wait, where'd
I
you post
posted it when you asked me to.
Where did you post it?
I edited the post that you said was wrong.
Oh, you edited the post. I see.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is why Toady is not a mod.
There it is. There it is. Wait, so is this the first one? Yeah, it is. Okay, so we'll watch this one first.
Okay, so yes, perfect segue into now we're looking at the DJ Barara of Hustle Division. DJ Barara.
Bad comparison. I don't really think they're.
Oh, bad comparison. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of
Looks-
loose. I know.
DJ Barr showed up the playoffs on the skin of his teeth after switching his entire roster over to Rain after week 1.
Going back to his roots. Are we ready to kick it off?
Yep. So we've got Overmat, our first seed, DJ Barara, our 8th seed, and funny business ensues.
Wait, is Overmat being coached?
No.
Oh, he's being ghosted.
Yeah.
More
Wait,
Ghoster
is
Matt?
this legal? Is this legal? I don't know if that's legal.
Ban that icon, honestly.
Do we get? Yeah, that's
Gives
kinda,
a bad
yeah,
impression.
It does. It makes it look like he's cheating.
As soon as you get out of the chat, God. Team season was a different league.
Lando versus Mega Pert.
Hey, look, it's the
U-turn
Lando
does
that we were just
24,
talking
that's
about.
a lot of damage from U-turn.
Right, banded then.
Up.
Is it Rock's turn 1? I'm assuming there's no removal. It isn't backs
Boots.
though. This is pretty good
Yeah,
for.
it would have
think
to
that
be
I like that
defog Lando,
double.
but it looks like it's
Oh.
choiced.
Oh! Holy
God.
moly!
Crunched.
So much. So Bax
Reveal.
probably just claimed it though, no? With an icicle spear? Or I guess it would have had to have been
Rillaboom can be faster.
crashed.
I think he was
Can
worried
it?
about like a superpower. It's like base 85, isn't it?
No,
one ever
really
uses-
slower. Really slower.
No,
than Bax.
Rilla's faster than.
No,
Bax is like 87.
Bax gets up to 300
Bax
and Rilla
was-
gets up to 295. Dude, Rilla uses Grassy Glide. That's why it's fast.
Oh, it's 87, not 78. I mean, Matt's not gonna put speed on his back scale.
Yeah, he's running Jolly for sure. Or Adamant for sure, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh my god, 59?
And Rilla's probably also adamant, realistically. Unless you're specifically... No, because you're not even speed creeping the backs.
I would speak. I would speed creep the backs, but then again, it's because I know I'm playing to my opponent.
Oh, the
I'd-
pump
yeah.
missed.
I'd
Hold on,
speed
how
creep
much would that
Eh,
pump have done? to
in
Reggie right
rain... Well, we don't know that Reggie's set. He could be bulky.
Modest specs.
Is that what
in rain, Hydro Pump does anywhere between 46. Sorry, it does anywhere between 55 at the high roll and 42 to low roll, depending on the Regidrago set.
That's a lot. But did we land the other two?
You can see what the set is too, based on the damage to Polytoad.
Yeah, I think it's modest specs.
Is it 20 through multi-scale? What I assume is multi-scale. Hold on.
Would have to be.
It might be inner focus.
Could be. 59 to Poly. But now the rain's up, don't forget. Like, because the rain wasn't up when it was.
That's true. It was pre-rain before.
Yeah. Okay. In fairness, miss is big, but you did hit the first two. It's a move that can miss.
That is true. That just kills. That's Scarf.
So this is not a defensive Regidrago.
No.
We might kill it with Reiko. If he hit the Hydro Pump, so it wasn't necessarily
Ice Punch. Oh, that was on a withdrawal.
So is this Encore? Well,
Usually it is, no?
Oh, he snipes.
This is so much.
And that reveals Specs Polytoad.
Is that what it is?
It might be offensive Shaman. I think that Seed Flare damage reveals either not offensive or defensive.
It's gonna be. I think it's offensive Shaman. I just don't think it's fast Shaman.
Oh, they're both be the same stats though. They're both base 100. That U-turn chunks the perk for a decent amount. So, if you're DJ, yeah, I was gonna say you stay in and click a move, so it doesn't, so it doesn't set up.
Yeah, your only lose condition is back setting up. Really,
setting up. Yeah.
I sure doesn't.
Does not do enough. Yeah.
Wow.
Bam! Crit.
That might have killed with the Hydro Pump, though. No, I don't remember.
Maybe.
What the roll was. No,
I think the high roll was 55.
It wouldn't have killed.
Yeah.
But
he would have got.
Dragon Energy probably doesn't do enough at that point, though.
Yeah, but if you're running.
Oh, that's true.
Meter.
Which I'm assuming it has Draco with Dragon.
But then Draco Meteor misses, so then you're kind of screwed.
It's probably Dragon Energy, Draco Meteor, Earth Power, and then I'd be funny if it was Pulse or Explosion.
Wait, even the Shadow Ball does so much.
44%, yeah. Oh,
The
he
superpower
has to be
so
like
much.
max.
I wonder why.
Rilla clean.
If we were to if we were to count in this entire battle, how many choice items there are? I think Dragonite might be because of how much it did with Superpower.
Mew
might be from how much it did with Shadow Ball.
Or didn't it use? Oh, it didn't use both in the same
Lou
time.
Baga would be able to figure it out for us. For reference, Lou Baga is the guy that sang Mumbo Number 5.
Oh. But how
Oh,
many
yeah.
This is choice item number 5.
Riceman pointed out that the specs pump in the rain against Regidrago that we know is not a defensive Regidrago is up to 82%.
Oh, true. We were thinking of spec. If we count both teams, then there's at least 6.
Yeah.
Maybe
he
7 if
U-turned.
Lando is...
I guess just like
Lando might be Scarf.
swapping out on the Intimidate with extra steps.
I guess we get to figure out here because I think this is if it's Dragon Energy, it's likely Scarf. Yeah, okay, that's not Scarf Lando.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was Banded Lando.
Bando.
Bandorus.
Bander.
So choice specs 1, choice specs 2, choice scarf 3, choice band 4, choice band 5. The one mon that wasn't choice was the Mega.
What on the other team? Okay.
Not choiced.
Oh yeah, we knew it was Boots.
Not choice.
Oh,
choice
it was banned.
Choice specs.
Wow.
And Boots.
So
Yeah.
7
choice items in this game.
Jeez.
7 choice items,
out of
2
the
Mega
10
Stones.
The 10 possible items that could be changed, 7
And
of them
then
were
2
choice.
of the remaining 3 were Boots.
Yeah.
And 1 lefties.
And then if you look
competitive
at DJ's EVs, he out overmats Overmat. Look at the speed. He's got nothing except for his modest scarf a little bit.
Where's
And
the
just
scarf?
hit every single read on his choice items.
Pretty good.
I don't think I've seen that many choice items in a game ever. Poetic
Yeah.
that 2 of the other games or the other items are boots. But yeah, that was Matt getting bounced round 1, our top seed of the division. Funny enough, if he had won that, he was very proud to tell me this, by the way. If he had won that, that would have been his 20th win in a row in draft in general.
Fixed himself.
Oh well, he got
He
choiced.
definitely jinxed himself. I don't know the last time I've counted my win streak in draft leagues, but that was very proud to tell me that he was approaching 20. And definitely
Wait, so he was
cursed
proud to tell you
himself.
that before the game? So
Yeah.
he was like a jinx?
Yeah.
Hey, Goater.
What's up?
Remove your guest.
No
My-
Cassie's allowed.
She can't even hang out with me anyway. I'm sick. Gone.
All right,
Well, that was a good game.
we'll keep it moving along. Who's
Unfortunate to
this
Matt that
doofus,
you couldn't
though?
keep the streak alive and that you got bounced early, but hey man, it happens. Anyway,
It happens.
Hey, look, it's me.
hey, it's Goater and Knight Triumphant, aka Sweet Sorrows, aka AZ, aka Dondi, aka
There's
a lot of
AZ in the chat.
I watched you get
Lose is
spanked by
improved.
Ogre Pond, which is a great,
OTL.
which is a good Pokemon, by the way.
Yes.
what into 1, 2, 3, 4 resist grass resist? What do you mean?
Well, one of those it has like all the coverage for.
Is Swampert a grass resist?
No. Terra Dragon Swampert is.
And I'm sure Woodhammer 2-hit
Hmm.
KOs Thunderous anyway. So
Do you
like,
think? Do you
yeah,
think
for sure.
Woodhammer 2 KOs
the only thing that it's Ready Seal, and then that loses to SD Low Kick, but that one he probably doesn't bring. He brought Ban to our first regular season game.
Yeah, it is
you
true.
brought
You
it
don't.
again.
You really don't get hit super hard by grass.
I do. It hurts. It's not a good time.
Wait, what are these Terra types? So, is this a Terra Captain, or does it just have to be grass?
It is.
Yeah, it
He
has
is
to
a
be grass Terra type, and then mine is Terra. Terra. Whatever. the heck
Stellar.
am I-
Ice Thunder.
Stellar was available.
That's my Gallade set.
It's
So I
Ice
can't-
Thunderous.
Yeah, it's Ice Bolt Beam Thunder.
Okay.
I switched around my mons and sets so much that my Terra types never.
Stellar. There's a
I
Terra.
imagine just a U-turn here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Helmet? No helmet. Ballsy, but I respect it.
Well, he's gonna do that play. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna take the.
Yeah, it's not Matt.
Well, I guess
Oh,
these
sheesh, the double hazards. Hold up, that's big.
What,
Reflect
defog?
Hydreigon? Uh-huh.
Do you just defog the? I mean, you don't want to defog your own hazards that you just set up, but
There is court change. But knowing Mike,
True.
he doesn't run court change.
I've ran court change like 3 times this season
was
Wow,
this one of those
that's a lot of times out
Because
of
I-
8 times.
because I don't have my other removal is Thunderous. So
The patented toxic.
And
element.
Hydreigon?
but I wasn't on my roster all season.
Yeah, I know.
It's-
2 seasons in a row, you made a late game trade and bounced me in playoffs. It sucks.
Oh. You know what I say to that?
It feels bad. Skill issue.
So that trade was actually weeks in the making. I just didn't. He wanted to do it before my week 4 matchup, my week 5 matchup, and I told him that I wanted to wait a week because I didn't want to pick up Mega Gallade right into playing Sableye Mega.
Oh, that's fair.
So I said wait a week.
Thundy's putting in work. What are you doing, dude?
I'm talking. What do you mean?
You look ridiculous.
We're back.
Could have play rough, right?
It could, but there's a reflect up, and
Yeah. You probably.
Surely you don't live that, do you?
he's banded.
Oh, he's banded. Okay. I feel like Guardy can stay in there, right?
Just divorce.
Did have the jab, but I think it lives one.
It does not.
No.
It's actually, I remember when I had Mega Guard one season, I had to put like 168 defense or something into it to live that jab turn one.
Damn.
Yeah, I guess after rocks you wouldn't.
That did so much. Unfortunately, I have to sack Gallade here, otherwise this Mana Buzz will probably just straight up win the game. So I have to...
True, I guess if you're not running any toxic or anything.
Yeah, so I have to sack my Gallade here to get it low so I can kill it.
Crit. How much did it do before, like without the crit?
Going way too far back there.
Where was it?
Did like 85.
85. Okay, so he's
Crit didn't matter.
Yeah. Does foul play, like against a bulk up, is that neutral damage or is that still +1 for the boosted attack? Like, does it ignore defense boosts?
It's neutral. It doesn't ignore the defense. It uses the attack boost, but it also uses their defense boost.
Yeah.
So this was expertly calced by me. I calced that I would live this CC.
And then what?
Uh-huh.
And then it's time for the cum stat berry.
The what berry? Huh?
Was
That's that
explosion
That's
really
crazy, that's
necessary there when he's like already reduced his defenses? Like, can you just like
I wanted the momentum, you know?
I guess you get the pivot. Is this good momentum? He just kills you.
Reminds me of a certain swarm battle we just watched.
Yeah.
So I had one out here. Gotta get my reflect up for Ogerpon and Garchomp.
So you're just gonna have to like pray that Cinder lives? Because I guess once...
Ooh. This kills. Hold up. Wait, how does this lose?
You're still gonna get outsped. Interesting. I mean, he knows your boots. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's the chip.
Rocky Helmet would have been funny on that.
But I mean, why...
Why are you still clicking double edge
there.
though? Why are you still clicking double edge and not like a different move?
Oh. Close.
Yeah, I needed the SD on the chomp turn.
Yeah.
I'm wondering why he just doubled into the chomp instead of
Maybe checking to
Turning?
see if you
I
click
don't
a fire move instead, or at worst then if you use the double edge that you take the rough skin and
I didn't
recoil.
have a fire move.
Yeah, hold up, go back a couple turns, because there was a turn Cinderace killed something, and then he went into Ogerpon, and then just went hard into
Yeah,
Garchomp again.
yeah, I saw that.
This
Too. I think he
Yeah,
was
like,
baiting
why-
a contact move to get the
If I Swords Dance there, I win. I just didn't.
yeah.
You
Because,
click
it was
a no
this
contact move hypothetically, but it would not be stab because it wouldn't be a normal move.
Oh,
It
that's
would
true,
probably
yeah, 'cause
have to
Purdy-
just be Pyro Ball, which is not very effective. And you just take an Earthquake to the face.
Yeah, because you survived that.
Yeah, I don't know what the
Maybe
play there was
he.
for.
Well, you're not taking a super effective earthquake, to be fair. So maybe Chomp doesn't kill Cinderace through the reflect, so he wanted to make sure that Ogerpon could finish it instead of sacking Ogerpon to a potential Pyro
Yeah.
Ball.
Yeah, he's saying in chat, I figured he had no fire move. I just wanted to bait him into clicking double edge.
Yeah, it was
That's fair.
it was sort of a 50-50 because if I stay in and click Swords Dance, I win on the double. But if he hits me with the Ogerpon that turn, I lose.
Yeah, the double seems. I mean, yeah, you would really have to specifically call out the double because he literally put it in on a sack, like right, like you assume probably that it's gonna click something, right? So,
Yeah, even then you need the quick attack to crit still, right?
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the
but
sword stance.
like if I
Yeah,
SD
after
here, I think if I SD here, I win, right?
Well, you
actually, let
do.
me see.
You only take like if that double edge kills, you only take the one rough skin, which is nice, and one recoil. Granted, it's like the same amount of recoil total. You would have only taken the one rough skin though, and then you might be high enough to survive. something.
Cudgel. I think does he hit Cudgel or Woodhammer? I think he has
He hits-
Woodhammer.
He
I
hit
think he hits
Cudgel.
Cudgel.
Well, if he
He might
So-
have Woodhammer. You can check the pace for Woodhammer
Yeah.
because you.
I just want to see. So quick attack was 29%. With sword stance,
Adamant +2. How much does Terra Normal, the quick attack, no bulk?
It's not Terra
This should-
Normal, it's just Libero.
But
Just look, you can just double the damage it does.
Yeah, that's what I'm
It
looking to
does
see.
29
I
and
wanna
it lives with 35.
Yeah,
So you still need a crit.
yeah. I just wasn't sure what the starting amount was. So let's see.
oh, he has superpower. Sweet. You brought superpower instead of low kick? There's a Registeel, dude. They do the same damage.
Because that's banded. No
That's you
wood
just predicted
hammer.
it's going to be the same Cinderace set.
What was the other
Yeah,
one? we were gonna check?
banded Ogerpon is so strong.
Yeah, I agree. I think like yeah, grass kind of sucks as its only stab, but it's a damn good it's a damn strong.
Yeah, it gets
attack.
free. It gets a
Yeah.
free DD with its ability, and it has coverage for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, again, a physical grass move that's that strong that doesn't have recoil or contact is also kind of rare. Like a lot of the physical grass mons that just get shut down is because they get countered so hard by so many like the
Yeah.
flying types with like
Cut-
counter abilities for contact.
Cudgel not making contact meant that, and I showed in my first game in the regular season versus him, my Rocky Helmet Weezing was useless against the banded Ogerpon, because it just hit me for like 30-40 with banded Cudgel and then just left.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That is a good question
Well-
from Riceman. Why not to U-turn? Because you know he's boots, so he's not scarf. You would,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that's
specifically
true. I
have
mean-
to predict a quick attack or
Well,
something
yeah,
like
if he hits a quick attack there, I mean, you see a double edge, you kind of expect a quick attack, honestly.
Yeah.
Probably, I don't know. But what did you think about the trade at the end of the season, Mike? You liked the Gallade Hydreigon? I know it was a pain in the ass for me. It made my matchup against you a lot worse.
I like Gallade Kyurem, just wasn't doing it for me, and I may have set a record for the most different mons on a roster throughout the entirety of the NBA, because I used all 3 of my draft grace period trades, and I used all 5 of my pickups. A investigation worthy 6 pickup, and then two trades with Max. So I think I had a grand total of, what is that, 10 plus 8.
What is investigation worthy 10th pickup?
I used my 6th pickup on Spite Ops by forcing Max to pick it up for me, so I didn't
Oh.
do a trade. I had like
Oh,
20
that's funny.
different mons on my roster throughout the whole season.
Yeah.
Well,
All
gents.
right. Well, GG. We have our final guest of the evening. We've got Riceman, our hustle champion, also waiting a call for us to pull him up. So without further ado, here's our hustle champ.
Here he is.
Hey, hey, hey!
He's chat muted here too.
Oh my God,
Eh?
you just muted everywhere. It's okay. It's okay. You can sign it out. Wait.
Hello.
Yo,
There we go.
oh, there we go. How's it going? I was starting to get
pretty
worried
good.
that Smogon glued your mouth shut.
Nah, I was just muting the YouTube stream because I had it on, so it's
Yeah, it's all
like
good.
double speak all of a sudden, you know.
Yeah,
Keeps you on your toes.
yeah. So I guess I'll ask you the same that we asked the other champs. Thoughts on your prep going into this battle against AZ's Knight Triumph? I don't know what to. I'm just gonna call him Dondi. Against your opponent, what did you think the biggest threat was? Your mindset going into your build.
Okay, so I watched Ogerpon do a lot of work in all of AZ's previous games, so I was like hella scared of that.
Mm-hmm.
And initially I wanted to bring Scythe there, but I think someone mentioned in the general chat actually that this thing gets rocked to him, so Scythe
Yeah.
isn't even safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's scary, and
That's
it's
the funny
even
part with the
scarier
matchup
too
against Talon, too.
with the when you have grassy terrain too, right? It's like
Exactly.
makes it really hard.
So I think I ended up coping with like what is it? 0 attacks, max defense Bulu, and Aegislash, and Helmet Alumola, and a Scarf Heatran.
Crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that I feel like that was the main threat coming into the game.
What type
Well,
is
you've been
this
using
Silvally?
Bulu. You've been using Bulu as a support for like a lot of the season, right? Where I think you realized a couple games in, like this mon's not really it offensively, but its defensive move pool, even just like taunt, screens, you know, just like sub leash or whatever. I think those have been doing well for you, right?
Yeah, I think after the first couple of weeks, I exclusively brought either Scarf. Scarf was pretty good because this thing has a lot of good coverage, or as like screens or defensive. But I still brought it every game because I kind of needed the fairy typing and whatever.
Yeah, makes sense. Cool. So let's get into the game and see what happens, and we'll go from there.
All right. Let's roll the clip. Got the battle timer on.
This is a weird lead because you never know if Rotom's gonna Willow here. But I guess since you're no attacks Bulu, doesn't care too much.
Yeah, I don't have attacks.
And it probably doesn't want to keep the grass attack.
Oh, this is also the Avalugg Premier, right? Oh, the Nature Power. That's actually really heat. Have you run that yet this season?
I think it's the first time I ran it this season. Maybe I brought
that's a good
it
surprise.
in previous week, but I never clicked it.
Nice. It's good to kind of keep that as a hidden, like a secret weapon. But I feel like Avalugg was also Dondi's secret weapon, but you were really ready for it, right? You had a Weavile in the back that you didn't bring because you wanted to respect the Avalugg in Melmetal.
Yeah, I think Weavile sucked into this.
Yeah, kudos definitely for the respect, the Avalugg respect.
Yeah. Can we play with no timer, please?
It's okay. It got
Night
turned off.
Triumph and it has 240 seconds left.
It got turned on. It's fine. It's fine. So Valley Electric is also, I think, really good, especially with the terrain to stop earthquake damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the Toxic just before the sub.
Unforge.
But this still gets off a hit. Yeah, I assume
Oh my
special.
God,
Yeah,
There's the
nice.
Avalugg.
It's really tough trying to play against Silvally because you see its type and you're like, damn, it has 120 physical stab against me. And then you forget just like water or grass. I think you've run grass before as well with like Grass Pledge or Surf or Ice Beam or whatever. Like the special stabs kind of go slept on because of how strong multi-attack is. So being able to pull out like Thunderbolt, Ice Beam or whatever on Electric is, I think, really strong. It's a good mix-up.
Yeah, it has like all the special moves you want, really.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
I remember before they buffed multi-attack, and it used to be, what, like 90 base power? Before they buffed it to 120 for whatever reason? Yeah, it was kind of dog shit.
AZ
so
in the
special
chat.
was like the only set you'd run.
AZ in the chat says Silvally has a nice ass. So Silvally appreciates the compliment.
It's okay, he's said more sus stuff than that.
Yeah.
You don't want to know what he said about Amungus's lips.
I can already kind of imagine what he said about him.
Holy smokes.
Don't worry, AZ. I have the same invasive thoughts about
Amungus.
Amungus.
65 to Fizdev Bulu.
Yoink.
You said the same thing in the game chat. That's
dude,
so funny.
I never miss. Stomping Tantrum, yep.
What the fuck, 65?
Okay, to be fair, that's crazy. Nice, I like the tech though.
How poetic is it that AZ is losing the Toxic Protect Bulu?
Oh, I love it. Does the play go for double protect? No, okay. I feel like double tech would have been really funny.
I think
What
at that point
was
I have
that
enough
sound?
sacks.
Yeah,
But I just
true.
want to keep Bulu for the protect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my cat.
Because what does it do
chat is
outside of
different.
terrain? Probably 50 or so.
Yeah, something like that.
It's definitely risky. That's probably playing for the high roll, and that maybe as a lose condition for you is to get too greedy about it. So I think you made the right play.
I actually bluffed that I had Protect there and just clicked Flip Turn. But I actually didn't have Protect because I dropped it for like Scald or something.
That's a good play as well. Those are the kinds of plays that I think it shows respect to your opponent while still like making a good play. You know, like you show them. Because a good player would be like, well, the only reason Alomomola would be coming in on my Swords Danced Ogre Pawn is to click Protect, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you just like you understand that he knows that, and you go for the bluff. I think is like I said, just a kind of a show of respect.
Doink.
The 72, wow. So that's something two mons I think I've really underestimated. Mega Gardevoir, I feel like has actually been good. I've kind of been a non-believer for the last like 2 generations of Mega Guard. But the fact that T-Bolt kills is kind of crazy.
I saw something recently that it was a poll from one of the YouTubers, I think, that does like draft. And it was like, which is the most like infamously really good draft mon of all time? And Mega Gardevoir was like one of the options. Like I never knew that it was ever considered that.
It was really good in like Gen 6 and maybe sort of Gen 7. But hold up, go back a couple turns because this was crazy. I forgot about this turn. It took me this turn was crazy too. The Destiny Bond. This was insane. Because even like a Shadow Ball doesn't kill while it's still in shield form.
Yeah.
So yeah, Destiny Bond's really good here. It lets Melmetal potentially win. Because it revealed its set, I kind of commented on it, but I didn't specifically say because I didn't want to like say anything in chat about it. But that reveals Scarf Melmetal.
Yeah.
Outspeeding the... Obviously, Riceman, you would have known that. But...
I actually didn't know it was Scarf. I thought...
Obviously, you would have known that, right?
No, obviously it was 0 speed. So
you were 0 speed,
I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
hold on,
I was sitting at 186.
But how often does Melmetal run max speed?
Infamously outspeeds that speed.
Oh.
Because I remember using Jolly
actually.
Choice Band Melmetal to creep Skarn back in the day.
Yeah, you would run like maybe not you in particular, but like it was Scarf Thunderbolt was always the set that I saw run. Okay, hold up. Let me see what Melm actually hits.
Jolly only hits 183, so I'm just bad.
So I remember once, I forget which league or season, once AZ actually ran banded max speed Melmetal Adamant because it outsped Vaporeon by 1.
Yeah.
So he could kill it before it wished.
Yeah, the difference between the Skarm set and the Bulu set, though, is 5 speed. Bulu has 5 speed over Skarm, like 5 base. So Scarf Melm can outspeed no speed Skarm, but not no speed Bulu. So, but it is, you're right. I was incorrect in assuming that you would know, because it is actually very close.
I should have known. I was just lazy and thought I already won with the bear.
Yeah, you definitely did. Even if it wasn't Scarf, though, is there anything that it does to Terra Steel Ursaluna? Probably not, right?
I mean, the most it can do is like what banded
What's that
superpower.
sound?
I probably lived that though. This thing is fast.
Yeah, but it already clicked.
Double Iron
Dash,
Dash, flinch.
Iron Dash too.
X.
Yeah, probably just flinches.
Yeah, maybe.
But even then, it only has 8 PP, right? I think.
Yeah, and I have like a Custap just in case.
Oh, sheesh. I didn't even look at the item actually. Actually, that's something. Now that the battle's over, that's something I wanted to pick your brain about. I know you posted kind of a team review in general not too long ago, and that was a really good read. If anybody watching hasn't read Riceman's kind of season review, I recommend checking it out. But I guess I'll just talk to you now about specifically Blood Moon. Obviously, it's kind of the gambit of the season. It was the thing that everybody was talking about, saying it's either not going to be that good or it's going to be busted. And I wanted to err on the side of precaution and ban it, but then I don't remember what convinced me. I was kind of convinced that, hey, maybe it's not actually that good. Let's try it out. Maybe it lets Calm Mind be a good set. Blah blah blah. Obviously, it's busted. But you didn't bring it to your first few games.
The bear.
Yeah, so I think first week I ran into a Celesteela. So I was like, I don't think it's worth it. I'll just try to win with like Frostmoth instead. And then second week, why didn't I bring it? Oh, I did bring it second week into Overmatch, but there was like a sub Rotom Heat that kind of destroyed. It basically walled Blood Moon, right? Because I brought Calm Mind.
Yeah, okay.
With Blood Moon and Earth Power, so the sub Rotom Heat just like completely walled it. And like at this point, I'm
that's good.
0-2. I'm 0-2, and I'm like, this mon sucks. But then like, I don't know, I just like decided to run Assault Vest one week with like a defensive Terra type, and I realized that you can kind of just like grade for 2 or 3 mons.
Yeah,
especially
AV
with
seems
Terra,
good.
because you're never going to die to a single attack. And not being forced to run both Calm Mind and Moonlight kind of lets you run both Blood Moon and Hyper Voice. They don't lose to like substitute either.
What are you doing?
I think
dude?
Assault Vest. And
Sorry,
yeah,
he's
Blood
just
Moon
using
kinda-
the
Soundboard.
whatever it's called, the soundboard. Yeah, what the hell?
That wasn't the
Even
soundboard.
Vacuum Wave too lets you run that over CM or something, which is nice.
Yeah, I think I ran that one week.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, it's definitely going to be Terra banned in the future, but I'm not sure. What do you think about how it compares to regular Ursaluna, assuming that neither of them are Terra legal?
Honestly, I think Blood Moon is probably still better.
Kind of what I'm thinking too.
It can, because like regular Ursaluna's power mostly comes from Guts Facade, right?
Yeah.
But with that, you're getting chipped, and you also can't run Assault Vest. I remember in some other draft leagues, I saw people draft Ursaluna, and a lot of the times they never even ran Guts Flame Orb. It was always just Assault Vest anyways, and I think at that point you might as well have Blood Moon. You have like priority, you have the stronger move in Blood Moon, and yeah, I think it's just better.
Yeah, it's kind of drawback free, right? It's like just having a strong move like Blood Moon itself is kind of the equivalent of having base Ursaluna already being Guts boosted, right? But then you can just run a normal item on it.
Yeah.
Cool. So so other than that, do you have any other thoughts on like the team you drafted? Anything that piqued your interest in, I don't know, things that you saw through the division? Any just normal comments on the season? I'd love to hear your thoughts.
So I think I already went into this a little bit, but I think Aloma Mola is actually super slept on. So I noticed that this gen got Flip Turn, and I was like hella excited because I used to play Radical Red Showdown, and they had this buff for Aloma Mola. They gave it Flip Turn, and it was kind of insane because it's like you wish, you have a slow pivot out, and you have your generator. So you're basically healing
just
things
so
for
much
free
health.
while keeping yourself healthy.
Yeah, and you're not just getting
This thing is
subbed
also,
on all
like,
the time.
Really fat, yeah. Well, you can still get subbed on, which is, I feel like it's its main weakness, right? Something like, I don't know, Urshifu Water, click sub, and then you're walled, and you lose. So that's why I also drafted Grafii. And it ended up bringing that to like a lot of games, surprisingly, for 4 points. That's a lot of value because of the Prankster Encore.
Yeah, that was a really
So I
good
feel
combo,
like
actually.
That was actually what I wanted to draft coming into the draft. That was like my plan for the draft.
Nice. Well,
So,
clearly
the fact that I was
something
able
worked,
to-
right?
Yeah, I was able to grab that in like, I don't know, I think the last round or something like that. And it kind of just carried me through playoffs. So I feel like Aloma Mola definitely slept on, but with the right support, it can do very well.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a key thing to say about it because honestly, since Loma Mola got Flip Turn, a lot of people have been talking about it, right? And I think it's coming to light more so now that, hey, this mon is actually pretty damn good. But nobody really mentions the fact that you need specific things to make it good, you know? It's not just this broken mon because it got Flip Turn. It's definitely better, but it still needs that secondary support, like you said, to prevent that standard counterplay.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
and
good thoughts.
that can come in the form of Encore, or like a fast Encore, or even like Infiltrator mons. Like Noivern was actually something I considered as well, because if something ever subs on you, you can just go Noivern and like nuke it or trick it.
Very true. Yeah, and it likes the type combo too. It'll takes the ice for Noivern. Noivern takes the grass moves and stuff. It's not a bad, even just like looking at type cores is not bad. That's actually another thing though, is just Grafii itself. I think, Toady, was it you who's a big Grafii believer?
Yes, I argued to raise its point value. It's like
I think
kind of absurd when it was like 30
talk
points
this season. We had an extensive talk at one point about how it can like do everything and how it's OP because it has
so many
and
things.
Stuff.
And it has like 3 good abilities. It has pretty good typing. Like normal poison, it's the only normal poison. Not amazing, but it's like certainly something that can catch teams off guard with what it resists and what it can kind of come in on. And it specifically deals with certain like problem mons pretty well. So like Annihilate, but deals with really well because it immunes Rage Fist and resists fighting.
Gengar.
True.
Gengar too. Yeah, any like Ghost and plus like Stab that's resisted by poison is like he's really good at that.
Except the fighting
and he has
reality now. Just whatever.
Yeah, it's neutral, right? But it's better than what Annihilate normally rips up, which is you immune my Rage Fist. Okay, I'm gonna heal to full with Dream Punch against you, right? So, there's a lot of cases. It's just such a flexible draft mon. It's the kind of mon where it's like I would never argue that it's like should be an OU, right? But it is so good in draft just to tailor, because I'm a Prankster believer too. I just think Prankster is like one of the S tier draft abilities. Maybe not like it wouldn't be like, oh yeah, you should draft a Prankster team. Like that's not good. But just having a cheap point value like Prankster mon, which is what Grafii was for a while, and I think it still is in this league, but like we actually kind of tier it a little higher in our other league just because it's kind of been a menace in our other league, just how much it does. Having a low tier Prankster mon like that can just like it does so many things, and that's not even its only set. You can do unburdened sets, which are really good. You can do a couple like very, very cheese sets that can win games, like the Mirror Herb Swagger Unburdened. Like, yeah, there are things that it can do. Like, and it's like, again, those aren't things that are going to win real games on a ladder where you have to be ready for anything. But it's the kind of mon that you can tailor into a lot of things. Prankster like item switches, so like Prankster Lagging Tail, giving it to someone, or Prankster like really just any setup mon like Prankster Encore except for the dark types, but even the dark types that you would want to like bring in on Grafii, like being like, oh, this is like he's gonna use Prankster Toxic or something, or Parting Shot, right? Because like normally Parting Shot's better than U-turn for a Prankster mon, but in draft you run U-turn and you hit the dark type that is gonna come in on your predicted Parting Shot or predicted Prankster move. I think it's a really, really good mon, and I think it's like for draft specifically. I think it's a really, really good mid tier mon. I think it's perfect like as like a just below like the middle mark tier. I think it's way too underpriced if it's down with the shitters though. Like it's like
so it should be like 9 points.
I would say like 7 or 8 is a good spot for it. Like so just under that like 9, 10.
That's crazy to me.
I think
at least I personally would never pay anything above like 6.
That's the other question for it, right? It's like, would somebody pay this value for it? Because part of the value is that it's a cheap option for those things, and as soon as you get it too high, then it becomes like, okay, is it actually worth it at this point, or is it just a solid mon that you get for that amount, right? It depends what you're comparing it to. It depends what you need on your team. I just think that there are so many teams that if it's too underpriced, that it fits too perfectly on and like is too good with certain combinations of like higher tier mons if it's too low. Whereas, if you want to fit it in as like a kind of neutral mid tier that just does a few things to fill some holes, like that's fine. But
to be fair, I think that that's a skill that good players will squeeze out every last drop of value of low tier mons.
Yeah.
And I think Prankster mons are not the band-aid that people really think they are. I think like Riceman did with the Alomomola Grafii tech, found a good niche for Grafii to make it look and perform like the 7-point mon that you think it is.
Yeah.
And I think on a team that just kind of slaps it on as a, hey, this has Prankster and I like it kind of mon, it's not going to have, it'll be a 4-point mon, right?
Well, but it's not just, the idea is that it's not just Prankster that's giving it that value. It's the fact that it's also a grounded poison type. It's 100% accurate priority toxic, which is, and especially in like newer metas where toxic isn't as common, that's huge. It has knockoff. It has poison touch knockoff and U-turn if you wanted to do that instead and just pivot around and poison things.
Okay, I know.
It just has a lot of options. That's why I'm saying that I think it's like there's more value to it than just that.
No.
9 is probably a lot. I wouldn't say 9. I would say 7 or 8. Or 7's probably
Anyways,
fair.
I think
that's enough. That's enough ranting on Grafii though. I think it's good. What, Riceman? Final thought on Grafii. What would you pay for Grafii? Like
in US dollars.
I think something like 6 or 7 is perfectly valid. Like I'm not sure if Poison Touch or Unburden are worth it. Maybe Unburden can pull off some like sweeps against good matchups, but I feel like the stats just aren't good enough to justify Poison Touch. But like Prankster is just so good, and this thing kind of has like an insane move pool for Prankster, right? It has Encore, Taunt. There's some random crap like Doodle, Toxic,
and Switcheroo. The only thing that it doesn't have that other pranksters have is like status and screens. So like if you're comparing it to like Sableye, who can put up screens, or Brimstone who puts up screens, or Will-O-Wisp, Prankster Will-O-Wisp doesn't have that. I don't think it has T-Wave either. It would just have Toxic. It might have T-Wave. I actually forget. I don't think it does though. But no, so there are like that. That's like comparing it to other prankster mons, what it's missing. But there's just so many benefits to it. If you're checking your boxes for what you need on a draft team, or some of the things that are like good to have that you can fill in with your lower mid tiers, it just checks a lot of them. And it can be that Band-Aid. It's not always a Band-Aid. It's not going to be like some of the other ones we talked about. But my favorite example is Prankster Sunny Day against a Rain team. You literally come in on the Terra Water Floatzel with max HP, max defense, click Sunny Day, and he does 30% to you. And then you swap out.
It's nice.
That's it.
Also, Super Fang's also like kind of insane. Dude.
Yeah.
Like against.
I ran that against.
You would think your Steel
Aggron.
type walls this guy. Yeah, but you click Super Fang, and then like against Mega Scizor, I think. You just click Taunt and you get a free 50%.
Yeah.
Yep. And then it doesn't check your revival anymore.
Yeah, it's great.
Yep. Yeah. I think it's very good. I think similar arguments can be made about a lot of mons around the same tier of, hey, this mon has a really good niche. It can do all of this in the perfect circumstances.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that it's worth more than it's tiered. I do admit that specifically Prankster is one of the better abilities to, like, it makes it easier to squeeze more point value out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still to be seen. I think that it's like definitely the best. It'll maybe move up a point or so. I think like 5 or 6 is very fair for it. I definitely wouldn't go higher than that. But I don't know.
What is it now?
Think,
4?
I think it's 4. I think Riceman, you used it to like great effect. You brought it probably to your like half your games, right? So
something like that.
Yeah, at least pretty close too. So so good. You probably brought it more than like Silvally. I think you only brought that a couple times, right?
No, I brought Silvally a good amount of times.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Wait, I brought Heatran like only 3 times in the regular season.
True. Okay, looking at the regular stats, there's only 2 Grafii brings in the regular season.
So is it mostly like post game or postseason?
But that thing like did work every time I brought it.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's why it's good. I mean, it's a good value. Also, Pokeaim also won his league with it, and it was like pretty clutch in a few of his meshes.
Nice. Any final thoughts, I guess, before we wrap it up about the team, about the league? Any shoutouts?
I mean, this season was pretty fun. I feel like everyone has already said this, but every single game was just like so competitive, right? There's no free wins in this league at all. Like I think I don't know. Shoshin went like 1-7, and like I felt like all of his games were still pretty close.
I had to crit him to beat him.
Yeah, I don't think the record ever shows the full
exactly.
story. It's
Yeah, like,
everybody always
no
holds their
free
own.
wins.
Yeah. I know there's a meme going around about like Monkey Boy being the free win and stuff, but honestly, he always
Nah.
puts up numbers, and yeah, it's never actually that easy. I mean, I don't think he made playoffs this season, right? But yeah, he was 3-5.
He
But
dropped.
I mean,
He dropped his last game because he was busy. But if he won it, he was making playoffs.
oh, true, yeah, that's right. But I mean, I don't know. I think I missed playoffs last season too, 3-5, and I don't know. I still wouldn't count myself as not a free win, you know. So like things like that, yeah, competitive season. I think, and I think it's really good. I'm very proud of the fact that people can remain like competitive in a competitive environment and not get like as toxic as I've seen a lot of like smog tour scenes and like high tier draft leagues get. Not that I wouldn't put ourselves at that caliber, but and there's obviously less stakes, but yeah, I'm really proud of the community. So everybody who, especially to the people who are committed enough to stick around to the end of the stream, it's been like 2.5 hours so far. You guys are part of the community. Everybody here, the mods, Toady, Riceman, all the champs, all the participants, you're all part of the community that makes it a good place. So
It's actually been 3
Yeah.
hours and 13 minutes because we started at 6 p.m. EST sharp.
that's true.
True.
Sharp. Okay, well, yeah, thanks for joining us, Riceman. It was great to have you. Great to hear from you. And congrats again on the dub, man. You deserve it.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you guys for hosting.
Absolutely.
Thank you. The environment starts with the mods, and it's been great. So yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
thanks, man.
Weevil's a fraud.
Wait, what's a fraud?
Weavile.
I thought you figured that out the first season you played. you drafted
no, I
that.
did not. Yeah, I got baited into drafting it again. I thought it would be nice with a Lomomola because you could triple axle through the subs and whatever. But no,
Yeah, but
I brought it 5 games.
then you relied
I
on
got
triple
1
axle.
kill.
Oh no.
I actually-
our RFN game at like 1 a.m. one weeks the first season. It was so a lot of fun.
I ran Weevil in our
yeah.
first Paldea Dex draft, and it was a pretty good budget pick because, as many of you recall, it was missing a lot of moves at the beginning of Scarlet and Violet,
Yeah.
so it kind of had to be tiered a little bit lower. But then that actually ended up making it like a really good value pick because it's a great speed tier. I mean, Icicle Crash, sure, maybe misses once or twice, and you're using Night Slash, but it was also one of my Terra captains, so I could like do Terra Ground or Terra Fighting. It was like really good into its bad matchups. And I feel like you can't really do that now because it's either going to be way too expensive to do that, or it's going to be Terra banned, or it's going to be, like a lot of reasons why you wouldn't be able to. Or you rely on triple axle and lose because you miss. Like that doesn't really happen as much.
I look back on the season 1 doc. It was actually your best performing mon on the whole roster was Weavile.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It was Gen 8, man. It was a different time.
Drafting it again.
Yeah, it was Gen 8.
Yeah, different era.
Everything was simpler back then.
Before
All
Terra.
right, I think it's good for us to start wrapping it up.
Get on to
Thanks
the
again
announcements.
thanks again to, oh, true, we have announcements. You know what? My voice is tired. I'll just type it up.
Okay.
Long story short, because I did say that if you stuck around till the end, you would hear. There will be a tournament hosted by our fan favorite Dondi. It'll be named the Woshen Cup. It'll be Swiss, and it'll be taking place in the off season before next season. Award ceremonies will be happening. The polls will be out by the weekend. So keep that in mind. What else do we have on deck?
I
here?
mentioned it.
We
I
have-
mentioned
we
it
had a bunch
before,
of
but we
announcements.
will do another stream that'll be kind of like the award stream. Go through some of that
Yep.
stuff.
Yep, there will be one more stream.
yeah.
That'll be good. And just going to confirm it now that season 4 will be happening. It probably won't be happening until March to February, though. Just to take a break, let the DLC stuff solidify, and we'll take it from there. Everything else, I think we can announce next stream.
Yep. Sounds good
Awesome.
to me.
Okay, thanks again. One final time. 07s. And
sevens in the chat.
everybody, thanks for sticking around.
All right. Well, peace out, gents.